advantage.
I've gone through all of the actions that the city has put us in the position we're in now. They're easily reversed if you know exactly where those issues are in the budget and in policy.
Lawrenceville business owner Thomas West said he has no baggage and as mayor could get things done.
What we have right now in the city of Pittsburgh is not working. So I take the fact that I haven't been in a position in the city as a plus because I'm bringing new ideas.
The May 20th primary election is in less than 2 weeks. Giant Eagle is closing its Parkway Center store this summer. In a release, the grocery chain said the store will shut down on June 28th. The pharmacy will close earlier on May 21st. Customers can transfer prescriptions to another Giant Eagle pharmacy, and 75 Parkway Center employees are being offered jobs at nearby locations. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 103 points at 41,472. The Nasdaq up 115 points, and the S&P is ahead 24. KDKA Sports, a former Pirates manager, is reacting to the promotion of Don Kelly from bench coach to manager of the Bucks. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has that.
Jim Leland tells KDKA Radio's Larry Richard Don Kelly's excitement and enthusiasm will rub off on the players.
I think good things got a chance of happening, but at the end of the day, these players are going to have to play better.
Leland says he spoke with Kelly yesterday and made a few suggestions.
Be Donnie Kelly. Don't try to be somebody that you're not, because you're in this position now. So just let you, one of the reasons you got this job is your knowledge of the game and your personality and everything. Make sure that you're that same guy when you walk into that clubhouse and walk in there the same every day.
Kelly's promotion comes following the firing of now former manager Derek Shelton. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
The Pirates will try to end a 7-game losing streak tonight. First pitch for the Bucks and Braves at 6:40. Also this afternoon at 2, hear the baseball and softball playoff pairings on the Whippeal Selection Show on KDKA Radio. The news is brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick. For your home's windows, siding, doors, and bath, trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:03. Time to call Metropolitan Windows. Save 30% off their full line of exclusive Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows. Call 412-655-8411. Skies are mostly cloudy. It's 50 in Pittsburgh. AAA traffic in the AccuWeather forecast next.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I got to fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're going to be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LIFE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LIFE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LIFE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code LIFE.
Hey folks, Marty here. My friend Robert Levin and his entire Levin Furniture and Mattress Store team are continuing Levin's early Memorial Day sale with these amazing deals. Save up to 50% off outdoor and new arrivals. Take not 15, not 20, but 25% off the entire store. Leave your wallet at home. Make no down payments and get 5 years special financing on qualifying purchases of $24.99 or more. 25% store-wide, folks, at all Levin's furniture stores.
When it's cancer, life gets complicated. The AHN Cancer Navigation Team guides you through. Appointments, expert specialists, emotional support, done. Because at AHN, we see you. Visit ahn.org/cancer team. When it's cancer, AHN knows. Life takes a village. Cancer takes a team. The AHN Cancer Navigation Team gets you the support you need. An expert care plan, financial guidance, emotional support. Visit ahn.org/cancer team.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up, my friend?
All right, thanks, Marty. We have crews dealing with an accident. This is as you come inbound on the Parkway East and try to make your way to the Fort Duquesne Bridge ramp. It's that right-hand lane that heads up and around the point toward the Fort Duquesne Bridge. You have slowdowns greeting you there. Also sluggish traffic getting up onto the bridge and coming from the Fort Duquesne Bridge to the outbound lower deck of the Fort Pitt Bridge. Parkway West inbound stacks before the top of Green Tree Hill. Construction zone lane restrictions causing delays for you on 79 southbound. You're backing between the S-Bends and the Route 60 Moon Run interchange through that lane pinch. 51 southbound has heavy delays as you approach the intersection with Route 88 because of construction there. Parkway East inbound back solidly at the Edgewood-Swissvale interchange before the Squirrel Hill tunnels. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Mostly cloudy tonight with a shower in spots early, perhaps some fog late, low 45. Clouds and some sunshine, a cooler day tomorrow, high 61. Then sunny for the weekend, high 72 Saturday, 74 on Sunday. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson at 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Hi, Paul Alexander here with an opportunity for you to lose 40 by the 4th. Yes, pounds. I dropped my 35 pounds with Awaken 180 in just 6.5 weeks. There's no reason you can't set your goal to 40 or more by the 4th. Set the goal and reach it at awaken180weightloss.com.
It's the Big K Big Three.
Brought to you by New Flow Men's Health. The biggest 3 stories of the day on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Saw the Pope's brother on television this morning, the new Pope. He said he still calls him Bob. I love that, man. At the end of the day, as we so often say, we are what we are. He's still Bob to his brother. He doesn't call him father. He doesn't call him Pope. He calls him Bob. Kind of cool. It's also kind of cool that he's American. I think it's really cool. I think it's cool that he's from Chicago. 2 million. I had no idea there were 2 million Catholics in Chicago. Good for them. If you read, the guy must be a big brain. Someone here said they knew him from Villanova. One of my boys who doesn't want me to mention him said he knew him from Villanova, that they played tennis together in college. I guess he was a big tennis guy. So my point is they're regular guys, kind of. But he has a big brain if you read. I heard this morning he knows 5 or 6 languages, which is astounding. More of a missionary than anything else, if you look. He's been all over the world. Seems like a wonderful man. I think you have to be. I heard his brother... This is why I love when you hear from someone's brother and they're honest. He said, look, I love my brother, but I'm worried about him. Now, that's the first really honest opinion I heard. And I'll tell you why. You're now the boss of 1.6, 1.8 billion people. That's insane. And the responsibility and the choices. And the problem with faith these days is everybody has a different version of that truth. I mean, they just do. It's like interpreting a painting. Everybody sees it a different way. It's like, it's tough. I mean, my wife interprets it as, oh, maybe they'll let more women in the church than I heard this morning. That wasn't his thing. Then I heard someone else, he'll be more in favor of same-sex marriage. I heard that wasn't his thing. Will he acknowledge homosexual behavior in the church? And can you still be a member of the Catholic Church? I heard probably not. I don't know. But that's a big job, man. And the Catholics are in trouble. What do I mean by that? So I pulled some numbers. In Allegheny County, there are about 450,000 Catholics, about 450,000. But in the region, several other counties, there are 620,000 Catholics and falling. I'm not trying to disparage Catholics. I love you all. As you heard Larry, and Larry knows this stuff, he's very smart about this, and he's very tied into his faith in the Catholic Church. In our day, when we were growing up, when I was an altar boy, which would have been when? 70s? There were 1 million. So here we are at 600,000. That's a problematic. And you know this if you're a Catholic. You've seen, I got a bunch of Catholics who have been calling me for a week now, and we will get to it, who are enraged, hate-filled, disgusted with the Catholic Church in Bloomfield over what's happened with Sacred Heart Church and Immaculate Conception, where Sacred Heart, I apologize, that's where I went to school. Immaculate Conception Parish, where my mother went to school and went to church. Where Dan Honorado went to school and went to church. The way that they believed that they were jacked out of that building, that the Catholics sold it out from under them, and they've lost their faith. And I'm not, again, this is not Marty Griffin's effort to pick on the church. It really isn't. I have no special consideration or ability to judge. I am not judging. I do not judge anyone based on their faith. I just don't. In fact, conversely, I admire and respect anyone with faith. I think it's fantastic to have faith. I get upset with blind faith. There's a fantastic priest at the church that I go to sometimes, my wife goes to all the time. St. John Capistrano, Upper St. Clair, Father Jim, love the man. Love him. Full of wisdom. Very spiritual. I listen to him. But in my own ignorant way, and I am ignorant, I have to block out the pain I have of what's happened to some of my friends who were altar boys, who are now dead from suicide and or drug overdoses after being abused inside that church. Not that church, but in the church where I was an altar boy. And so I have to wrap my arms around that and decide whether or not it's worth it for me to go to church, because if I go to church, my wife goes to church. I'm sorry, my kids go to church. I'm all over the map today because this is actually very sensitive stuff for so many people. And I'm trying to be fair. I hope you trust me in that. So my overriding question is, with a new pope who is an American, and I think that's really cool, will it bring you back to the Catholic Church? I'm honestly need your opinion on this. I'm very curious about Catholics here. Will this rebirth in America, is what they're hoping for? By the way, no one thought this was going to happen. I mean, there were a couple nuns, they said, in Chicago who kind of thought. I love nuns. I really do. They made a big impact on my life. Sister Catherine Louise. Big impact on my life. They were fantastic to me because I was a pain in the ass. Always. Disruption, a disruptor, an outlier, annoying in class, starting trouble, that kind of thing. And they handled me like they should have and tried to be a disciplinarian, but yet love me. Has this changed? Would this change? Could this change your view of the Catholic Church and your faith? 866-391-1020. Having a Chicago Catholic priest who's now the Pope, having an American who's now the Pope, does it change your faith? Does it bring you back to church? Could it? If you see what's happening in Pittsburgh with closing schools and closing churches, there's a kind of a sadness to it, honestly. And everybody wants their own church, their own neighborhood church. But as an example, we were the front pew Griffin family, Sacred Heart Church in Groovy Side for 18 years. Every Sunday, 9 o'clock Mass, boom, done. You could not get a seat in that church. It was packed. Today, you could shoot a cannon in there and not hit anyone. Same with school enrollment, same with schools closing, same with finances. From a region that had 1 million Catholics that now has under 600,000, does this in any way bring you back to the church? Could it? I'm listening. I got to be blunt and honest. Because I've realized as I get older and I'm watching my kids drift away from any faith, that's not healthy either. I believe that faith is important, as I have learned from my mother and my father and actually my wife, who was a great inspiration in that area. So I ask you, and my man, one of my boys said, make church great again. That's actually a hell of a thing to say, my man. Will this make church great again? Will this change your view of church? Will this bring you back to church? I need honest people with honest answers. 866-391-1020. Give me a yell. 866-391-1020 on this cold, gray Friday. Will this bring you back to church? Call me right now. 866-391-1020. Give me a buzz, folks. I want to hear some honest folks with honest answers. 866-391-1020. You got the number. Give me a buzz. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. My friend Ellen, what's up?
All right, thanks, Marty. We have an accident. It's on the city side of the Parkway East, kind of down in that bathtub section of 376 on the inbound or westbound side where the ramp goes up to the Fort Duquesne Bridge area, certainly with lots of slowdowns there, and then also slow coming across from the Fort Duquesne Bridge toward the outbound lower deck of the Fort Pitt Bridge. Parkway West inbound backs between Carnegie and the top of Green Tree Hill. We do have reports of an accident on Beechwood Boulevard at Aylesboro Avenue. That's in Squirrel Hill. Parkway East inbound is heavy for you between Wilkinsburg and Edgewood Swissvale approaching the Squirrel Hill tunnels. Allegheny River Boulevard very congested in both directions right now between Nadine Road and the intersection with Washington Boulevard. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for over 20 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Dial #law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's that time of year again. Be Greek for a week at the St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox Cathedral Greek Food Festival in Oakland. Now through Saturday, all of your favorite Greek foods and desserts. Outdoor patio grill is fired up too. Dine in or take out. OPA.
I love Diamonds Direct. You know it, right? Mother's Day is coming up. Come on. Flowers fade. Jewelry doesn't. They do amazing stuff at Diamonds Direct. They'll design it for you. Come on. Diamond studs, pendants, you name it. From $500 necklaces to $500,000 diamonds. And check this out. Book an appointment now. Get $100 off your purchase. Diamonds Direct. It's right behind the Ross, right there at the Ross Park Mall, right behind it on McKnight Road. Check it out. Diamonds Direct.
The 50,000-watt voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
My question to you is, hey, before I get to that, the Catholic thing, I want to mention Mother's Day because I heard myself talking about Diamonds Direct. I love that joint, as you probably know. So I wanted to mention Mother's Day. And the thing is, I learned this from my dad because I was kind of an indignant, know-it-all, pain-in-the-ass teen. And so I think I blew off a Mother's Day once, and my father snapped, and my father rarely did. And so from that Mother's Day forward, I made it very special. I used to take, when I had a paper route, man, I used to take my mom to Stouffer's. You guys remember Stouffer's in Oakland? And then I upped my game And on Mother's Day, I would take my mom, this is the truth, I would take her to Top of the Triangle, U.S. Steel Tower, which was very impressive for a kid who had never been that high. My mother, I made her order a filet. And I think my point is that I take personal responsibility for making certain that my kids, because kids are young, man, they don't think about these sorts of things. They got a lot of stuff going on, and it's a different level of thought for them. But to make sure that they have pay respect and love their mother, I make them buy blank cards and write things for their mother in the cards. My son and daughters, they do a great job at that, and their mother greatly appreciates it. I make them understand the dynamic of Mother's Day and why their mother is so important, because she does so much for them. So my lecture today, and this is kind of just a reminder to all the indignant men out there who think it's kind of annoying that they have to do anything because they're really not, their wife isn't the mother, the wife is the wife. But the truth is, as fathers, we're kind of the ultimate enabler, right? If I don't go to church, back to the Catholic thing, my kids say, they look right over at Dad and say, Dad's not going. It's just the truth. And so I have to sit there and think, as this thing evolves with the Catholics, do I have to go to church, even though I can't stand it sometimes, being honest? Do I have to go to church so my kids have some kind of faith? And I probably do. And it's the same thing with Mother's Day. I have to make them understand the significance and importance of their mother, or else they won't. I mean, they love their mother, but you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the way they grow up. Kids don't necessarily think of, I got to make my mom a card, or I got to make my mom cookies. So I make sure that two things happen. I take them all. There's this really cool Hallmark store in the shopping center on Cochrane Road that's absolutely fabulous. They have all these gifts and stuff. We all go in there. I make them all buy cards that have big space, and I make them write stuff. And then we do one of two things on Mother's Day. Either they all go shopping with Mom, or I make them buy their mother things, because I think all of these things are lessons learned. And it kind of, I'm conflating the two issues, Mother's Day and church, because I think both are relevant in that our kids do what we do. They just do, man. It's, for better or worse, they are a reflection of us in more ways than you can ever imagine. And as my kids evolve, I see different things every day that are either like me or my wife, and I either cringe when it's me or smile when it's my wife, because she's a wonderful human being. And the Catholic Church thing is an important deal. I got to be honest, my kids, and I wasn't a whole lot different. I was an altar boy for a hell of a long time, so I had no choice. I had to go. But my kids just don't like it. They just don't. And they groan. I mean, physical groans. And because Dad didn't go for all these years and I didn't, the kids didn't go. And I have to rethink that. And at the very minimum, having this new Pope, who is American, kind of gets you thinking, maybe I do something. Maybe I make an effort. Maybe because I think, do I want my kids growing up without any faith? I don't know, man. It hasn't helped us. With all these kids that have no faith, do I want my kids growing up with no church community? It hasn't helped us. And my son is 14, my daughter is 18, my other daughter is 20. Is it too late for them? Probably not. It's never too late to find some sort of faith, I think. So maybe having this new Pope gives guys like me, angry old white guys, a chance to kind of think, maybe we give it some kind of opportunity. Maybe we listen for a minute. I posted this on social media this morning, and it blew up with commentary, even though you folks this morning seem to be too lazy to call a phone. 866-391-1020. Will this change your faith at all? Father Bob, which is what his family calls him. It's actually kind of cute. And I don't know. But let me read some of these comments. They're actually kind of intriguing. My man Ken, maybe it will bring me back to the church. Let's see if he can fix the things that drive me away. My friend Joan, too soon to tell if he stands up to Trump. Maybe. I don't know what that means. I love Joan. I've known her for 30 years, and she's a good friend, but I have no interest in Trump standing up to the Pope. We have enough conflict. I don't know. Ryan, nothing would ever take me to the Catholic Church again. Dre, seems like nothing brings me back to church except fish fries and funerals. Fascinating. It's funny he should say that, and I know he's kind of joking, but I saw a couple friends from KDKA TV at John Burnett's funeral, and a couple of them said to me, my man, the only time we see each other is when someone dies. And I think, by the way, Dre, thanks for getting my mind thinking about this. I think we got to do better than that, right? I just do. Robert, who sits on the chair of Peter, that's the chair that I talked about where in the faith that we're brought up in, they're kind of hanging with God there. That's about as close as they can get to God. Robert, who sits on the chair of Peter, makes no difference if you despise the priesthood because of a few bad men behind the collar. No, a lot of bad men behind the collar. Stop that. Stop. If you paint the priesthood with a broad brush, it is yourself that you paint into a corner. No, it's trying to accept the pain of thousands and thousands of boys whose lives were destroyed, sir. And if you go into Europe, in Ireland, hundreds of thousands, sir. So this notion that it was a couple of people made a couple mistakes is ignorant by definition, with all due respect. It isn't the church who turned away, but yourself. No, it was the massive investigation into abuse in Pennsylvania that actually was a nail for me. In finding out that 6 of my friends are dead from that abuse. That kind of did it, sir. But if you want to make me the bad guy and other Catholics the bad guy, knock yourself out. But what I wanted to do was make sure you understand that maybe we take a second look. My man, Steve, my wife just texted me I should be listening to you about your Mother's Day segment. Steve, you're the example for your kids. If you respect your wife and Mother's Day, your kids will respect your wife and Mother's Day. I take them to the store. This Mother's Day, my daughters are taking my wife shopping for dresses, all right, for a wedding we have coming up. It's on us regarding the church and Mother's Day. Seriously.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Progressive knows road trips without your pet can be tough.
Hi, this is Next Stop Dog Boarding.
Hi, it's Scott again. How's Squeaks doing? You can tell if he's stressed by his eyebrows. Oh, and his breathing should sound like this.
Scott, Squeaks is exactly the same as last time you called.
Okay, let's talk in 20 to see if anything's changed.
With Progressive, your pet is covered up to $1,000 in vet bills in case of a car accident. So next time, you can take your pet with you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
50 with partly cloudy skies at 10:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. At the Vatican,
I will sing a new song to the Lord because he has done marvels. And indeed, not just with me, but with all of us, my brother cardinals.
The first Mass celebrated by Pope Leo XIV in the Sistine Chapel. Father Nick Baskoff, the pastor of Christ Our Savior Parish on the north side, had the good timing to be at St. Peter's Square on Thursday afternoon.
And they said Robertum, Francescum, and then they say Cardinalum, and they said Prevost. And I immediately yelled out, he's an American. And the people around me looked, he's an American.
Father Nick was our guest on the Big K Morning Show. A half dozen people are accused of taking free tickets from a local nonprofit and reselling them. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has the story.
The alleged scheme involved hundreds of thousands of dollars in tickets, which were supposed to go to children in need. State police have filed criminal charges against those accused of stealing such experiences from kids by scamming tickets for kids' charities. State police say the individuals and companies that were being charged exploited the organization by utilizing other nonprofit organizations to obtain those free donated tickets from Tickets for Kids. 6 people, a Pittsburgh ticket sales business and a Johnstown nonprofit organization, face charges in the scheme. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 58 points at 41,310. The Nasdaq is down 4 points. The S&P also down 4. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:31. Our next update at 11. I'm Paul Rasmussen on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDKA.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-6986.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This Memorial Day, give your home the protection it deserves and save big on your new roof. Contact Home Genius Exteriors now and get 50% off materials. Plus, no payments till 2026 and take an extra $500 off. And all military members receive an additional 10% discount. Call Home Genius Exteriors at 855-UR-GENIUS to schedule your free roof and attic inspection today. That's 855, the letter U, the letter R, Genius. Home Genius Exteriors, the genius choice in roofing. See website for details.
Judge Michelle Santacola is running for a seat on the Allegheny County Court of Common Pleas. With decades of legal experience and currently serving as magisterial district judge, Michelle Santacola has always applied fairness and integrity to the thousands of cases she has presided over. She is highly recommended by the Allegheny County Bar Association and widely endorsed by various labor organizations.
I'm Judge Michelle Santacola. I'd be honored to earn your vote on May 20th.
Paid for by friends of Michelle Santacola.
Lunch was great. Lawrenceville is such a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
They call him Even Stevens for a reason. For a decade, Judge Craig Stevens delivered fair, balanced justice on the bench, presiding over 50,000 cases and serving more than 100 communities as a district judge. He's highly recommended by the Allegheny County Bar Association for his integrity, temperament, and experience. When you want a judge who's even, fair, and right down the middle, remember Even Stevens. Vote Judge Craig Stevens for Court of Common Pleas, number 20 on the ballot in the primary on May 20th.
Paid for by the committee to elect Craig Stevens.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. What's up, my friend Ellen?
Oh, goodness. We have a couple of accidents for you here, Marty. One in Crafton on Union Avenue at East Steuben Street. Earlier accident still under the care of the cleanup crews here in the Squirrel Hill section of the city. Beechwood Boulevard at Aylesboro Avenue. Do watch out for very sluggish traffic there. Speaking of sluggish, Parkway East inbound and outbound now. Inbound, you'll get in line right around Wilkinsburg. Outbound, traffic is moving through the Squirrel Hill tunnels, but very slow for you between at the bend there at the Bates Street on-ramp where it comes up and the Greenfield Bridge overpass. Parkway West inbound is very heavy for you before the top of Green Tree Hill all the way down into those Fort Pitt tunnels. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
It will be mostly cloudy for tonight. There will be a shower in spots this evening and then some areas of fog late, a low of 45. Clouds give way to some sunshine for tomorrow. It'll be a cooler day, high 61, and warmer Saturday with sunshine, high 72. For AccuWeather, I'm Brian Thompson, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
There is treatment for neuropathy. I'm Dr. Dawn Spalla. At Allegheny Health and Physical Medicine, we treat neuropathy patients daily. No drugs, no surgery, just relief. Call 724-224-2224 for a free consultation in our Sarver or Brackenridge locations.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
All right, we've got a lot going on. I got to talk to my boy Max here in a second about a Fogo de Chao downtown. Fantastic steak joint, Brazilian. You know, they bring the meat to your plate. Fantastic service, great place. For the second time in a short window of time, this felon, same guy, busts out the massive windows, steals booze, and goes about his business. We got to get into this crap, this insanity going on downtown, with the mayor saying downtown is safe. That's a bald-faced lie. I'm not saying the mayor's a liar. I'm saying to suggest that downtown is okay is a bald-faced lie. And that's just the fact. And regarding Catholics, again, not my platform to tell you what the hell to do with your faith. I'm curious, though, with the new Pope from America. You give him a second shot. Ron, go ahead.
Marty, go back to church. You look in there, and there's perfect people, not so perfect
Ron, I'm not asking you to tell me what to do. I'm asking you what you're going to do.
I'm going to go to church like I do. That's why we confess our sins as Catholics.
Yeah.
And
so do you think this brings other Catholics back?
Yeah, I think it will.
I'll check it out. I'm interested to note that. Eric, go ahead. Eric.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Hey, good morning, Marty. How are you?
I'm great. What's up?
Well, we're here to talk, I think, about Military Spouse Appreciation Day today.
Absolutely. And I appreciate you doing that. Something very important that the UPMC does, right?
Yeah, and I don't think many people do it or even know about the day, but it's today, May 9th. It's been around since 1984 with President Reagan.
No, I love it. And give us your background because it's also relevant.
Sure. So I spent 22 years in the Marines, and 16 of those years I was married, so I know firsthand what military spouses go through when their service members deployed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you work for UPMC creating a great environment for veterans. That's fair to say, is it not, sir?
It sure is. UPMC is now ranked number 7 nationally as a military-friendly employer.
Whoa. Why is it unique? What makes UPMC unique, my man?
I think it's that we have dedicated folks who this is their full-time job. It isn't just words on a web page or on a wall where people say they're military-friendly. UPMC, to its credit, has myself and a team of 3 others that specifically cater to the military community.
True. In fact, my man, you kind of do backflips. You make extraordinary effort to give opportunity to veterans, right?
Yeah, but I don't want to take credit for it, Marty. I'd say UPMC does it.
I'm giving you
but
credit,
certainly,
though. Too bad, too late.
Okay, well, thank you. But the organization absolutely goes out of its way to give veterans and military spouses and anyone in the military community a chance and to look not just at what they've done, but what they want to do and kind of look deeply on that resume. If I can elaborate a little bit on military spouses, since that's the day today.
Yeah.
if you look at a military spouse's resume, in general, you're going to think either this person can't hold down a job or they're running from the law. It'll look terrible. It'll change jobs every 2 to 3 years. You'll see no career progression or continuity, and you'll wonder what's up with that.
True.
But what we do here is we recognize the realities of military life and that those relocations and job changes aren't voluntary. And instead of just seeing job changes, what we see is resilience, adaptability, stick-to-itiveness, if you will. And so we recognize that the military spouse community is it's an incredible talent pool of just hidden talent that I think people overlook.
It's true. They take it for granted, do they not, sir?
Oh, absolutely. It's really easy to look past people, but if you take a little bit extra time and dig deeply, you will see there are some remarkable people out there, and the military spouse community is chock full of them.
My man, you go out of your way, though, at UPMC to give opportunity to veterans. Talk to us about some of those opportunities and how they can reach out and find out if they exist.
Sure. So the easiest thing to do, if people want to find out about it, is just send an email to military@upmc.edu.
Nice.
Again, military@upmc.edu, and me or someone from my team will be back in touch. We have a team of recruiters who specialize in talking to active duty service members, people from the Guard and Reserve, student veterans, and military spouses. With military spouses in particular, I have a military spouse on my team. I was in the service. I was in the Marines with her husband, in fact.
Wow.
And Colleen will reach out to all those military spouses, make them feel at home, feel valued, and we'll see what we can do to assist people. And, I mean, I'll be candid, Marty.
Yeah,
it doesn't always work. We can't find a job for everybody.
No.
But I'll tell you, we respond 100% of the time. We listen to people, and we do our best to assist them in any way we can. And that goes from walking them through the application process at UPMC to reviewing their resume to setting them up with networking and mentoring opportunities. We really want people to succeed. We hope they do with UPMC, but this is a service that UPMC provides to the military community.
No, I love it, my man. You know that. Eric is UPMC's Health Plan Director of Military Engagement, and this is Military Spouse Appreciation Day, and I know we have a lot of days, but the significance of what you said is, and the sacrifice that they make and how they've adapted to change and different environments and different hours is extraordinary, is it not, sir?
It sure is. I think people look at my resume and you see 22 years of progression in one organization, the United States Marine Corps. I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
If you look at my wife's resume, you'd see something completely different. You'd question it. But I'll tell you, Marty, and she's not here listening to me. This isn't why I'm saying it. She's better than I am. And military spouses have education, have training, have adaptability, resilience in spades. And so to overlook those kind of people is absolutely a mistake on the part of employers.
My man Dave, who's one of my favorite HVAC guys, sent me this note about what you're saying. Any company that supports veterans and their spouses is top-notch. I met my wife in the military and couldn't have served without her support. Marriage going on 41 years in July. Kind of sums it up, doesn't it, brother?
It certainly does. Behind every good service member is a military spouse who's helping along the way, keeping that family together in times of uncertainty and even terror. They're remarkable, the resilience they have.
It's the glue, my man. It's the glue, is it not?
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Eric, anything you ever need, my man, just reach out. You know that. I love the work that you do and the commitment UPMC has towards veterans. Thanks, brother.
Thank you, Marty. Great talking to you.
You're a great guy. It's a great program. It's astounding that we sometimes forget about veterans, but we do. And that's not a good thing. It just isn't. I wanted to grab my friend Rich Shipka, the mayor of the Southside, to kind of mention a couple things. Because that's my fault. What's up, Rich? How are you, buddy?
Marty, how are you?
So the mayor sent a photograph out a couple nights ago with him addressing the folks on the South Side and rallying the folks on the South Side. You would consider that disingenuous, would you not, sir?
No, I was at that meeting. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple old guys yelling at that meeting, and you know, we were talking about homelessness, you know, and drug syringes everywhere, and you know, the violence and all that. And the mayor, he always defaults back to affordable housing, no matter what the issue is. Oh, well, we got to have affordable housing, you know. and that's his, he tries to virtue signal that to get out of all the other things that are wrong.
I wanted to mention something that's important because you sent me this note. This is sent to him. Hi, Richie. Thank you much for your kindness and willingness to have our wedding after party at Chupka's. Unfortunately, we have to pull out. Listen to this. We have tried to work with a few different transportation companies to get our very large group over there, but they all don't allow for transportation. This is crazy. They all don't allow for transportation to the Southside at this time because of all the violence in the area. They flat out refuse. Whoa. Is this legit, man?
Yep. Oh, yeah. That group of friends, they've had 2 or 3 after wedding parties here.
Yeah.
This group wanted to have it. They booked this last August 7th for this July. And then they sent me that saying that they can't get transportation into the Southside because of the violence.
And this note says, unfortunately, this is a new development. We were just made aware of this last night. I am so sorry. It's now losing you money, is it not, sir?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because they had 175 people coming, and now they're not coming. I mean, the last 2 days we find out that there's 2 businesses closed on the Southside, the Smiling Moose.
I saw that.
And the, I forgot the other one's name, but,
Hello, Bistro,
we're
Ocean
losing.
Treasures, all these.
Yeah, and these places have multiple locations throughout the city, but they're only closing the ones in Southside,
It's
and then the mayor, he has one chief reffing basketball games, one chief on vacation when Stormageddon hits, another chief that has 2 brand new ambulances in the garage that she doesn't know about, while the other ambulances are breaking down with heart patients in the back. I mean, this is ridiculous what we're going through. It's a comedy of errors.
Rich Shupka, my pleasure. You always tell the truth, my man. Thank you.
All right, Marty.
Now he's losing business because transportation companies won't bring people to the Southside post-wedding parties. Frightening. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
All right. Very heavy traffic is what's up on 79 southbound Marty as folks are trying to travel between the Neville Island Bridge. Just south of the S-Bends is where you get in line, and some stop-and-go traffic down past some construction zone lane restrictions as you approach the Route 60 Moon Run interchange, so leave extra time to travel there. Parkway West inbound will cost you a few extra minutes. It's slow on the front side of Green Tree Hill. Headed toward the Fort Pitt tunnels. Outbound toward the airport, you have sluggish traffic over the top of Green Tree Hill and down toward Carnegie. Parkway East inbound is slow for you at the Wilkinsburg interchange. Outbound is very sluggish for you, backing before the bend at Bates as you make your way outbound toward the Squirrel Hill tunnels. Earlier accident, Beechwood Boulevard at Aylesboro Avenue is in the final stages of clearing. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
At Penn West University, we're making college make sense again for people who maybe thought college wasn't the answer. We're making college practical with programs tied to in-demand jobs that prepare you for success right away. We're making college accessible by breaking down barriers and offering more choices. We're making college approachable with faculty who understand where you're coming from and help you get where you're going. At Penn West, we're making college valuable again for people just like you. Learn more at pennwest.edu.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-408-4040. That's 800-408-4040.
Folds of Honor has been meeting Sacrifice with Hope since 2019 in Western PA. It's their honor to empower people through education and the opportunities it creates. 41% of Folds of Honor scholarships are awarded to minorities, making recipient families as diverse as the country we call home. Folds of Honor has earned the Gold Star Platinum Seal, as well as 4 out of 4-star rankings on Charity Navigator. You can join their squadron today at westernpa.foldsofonor.org. Please donate today. Spitzer Toyota of Monroeville is a proud supporter of Folds of Honor.
Asbestos-related deaths in Allegheny County are 50 to 100% higher than the national average. In a city defined by its history with steel making, many local area tradesmen and steel workers were exposed to asbestos on the job and are now suffering from lung cancer or mesothelioma. If you have been diagnosed with lung cancer or mesothelioma, you may be entitled to compensation, even if you smoked. For a free consultation, contact the Pittsburgh-based law firm Goldberg, Persky, and White at 1-800-COMPLEX or online at gpwlaw.com.
Here's your Jill on Money question of the day.
Cedric from Washington asks, is there a reputable financial company that you like that can give me guidance on what to do with a couple of $1 million? I'm going back and forth between 2 companies. Well, Cedric, first and foremost, if you're looking to work with an advisor, please make sure that the person is a fiduciary. Your interests have to come first. Second, it really does come down to what level of planning you think you need. If it's just asset management, it may not be worth paying up for that. You can easily do that yourself or use an inexpensive robo-advisor at any of the major brokerage firms.
Have a question? Go to JillOnMoney.com.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I want to play something. And I have this thing about downtown because people say that it's unsafe, and I agree with those people. I mean, the mayor says the restaurants are packed. You're conflating 2 issues, sir. The fact that people have the courage, and I use that word in all caps, to go downtown at night is a statement to their interest in the food there, not their belief that it's safe. I got to play this. This irritates the crap out of me, and you'll understand why in a second. This is a really good restaurant, and this is the second time at least this has happened, and now I'm told it looks like the same guy, and so why the hell, and how long does this restaurant end up staying there? Fogo de Chao. Very, 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 very cool joint. It's one of those Brazilian kind of restaurants where the guys they're kind of dressed up and they bring all the meat to your plate and you put a flag on your plate and they cut it. It's really wonderful food. Kind of pricey, but it should be. I don't eat there because I can't eat much meat anymore, but I used to. The salad bar is insane, and it's gorgeous. Listen to this. Second time this has happened, at least downtown.
Fogo de Chao Brazilian Steakhouse, 525 Smithfield Street off of 5th. Callers are reporting that someone broke in via window, stole several items, no weapons. Incident occurred approximately 12 minutes ago. Suspect made a right on Smithfield heading toward 5th Avenue. No description given at this time.
252 again, just an update. The person who called 911 did not see anybody. We just have a broken glass window here. It's going to be a good smash and grab burglar.
Several broken glass windows, several thousand in damage, and kind of a compilation of events at that restaurant to the point where you start to wonder why the hell are they still there, and how long will they stay, and to what end. And for those out there saying downtown's great, you're lying. You're lying. That's a flat-out, bald-faced lie. It's grimy, and it's shady, and this proves it. Come on, man. I don't know how these restaurants make a living. It's so obnoxious. My man, Mad Max, you were at the scene. This is not the first time this has happened, and it appears it's the same guys doing this. Is that not true, sir?
I think it's the second time within a week's time frame.
Wow.
And I happen to know some people that have access to the cameras, and I saw it last night for myself.
you see the person walk up to the window. He's kind of scoping it out, looking through the glass, window shopping, walks away, comes back about 12 minutes later with a rock or a brick or something, throws it at the window, smashes it, reaches in with his hands, pulls the shards of glass out that didn't break away, and then reaches in and grabs 3 or 4 bottles of liquor, and then just casually walks away. 9 minutes later, the police show up. So for 4:34 in the morning.
Brother? What time?
Window gets smashed at 4:34 in the morning, and about 4:40 something, 4:50, the cops show up.
Now the video you showed shows 2 windows smashed. Did he do it again or what?
Well, so I guess the one window was smashed earlier in the week.
Oh.
And then the second window was happening again. So according to the people that looked at it a little more closely, they said it appears to be the same person that smashed the first window.
Wow. So the incidents are so close together, they didn't have time to fix the one damn window that the guy busted earlier in the week.
That's correct.
And so this is the environment we have downtown, sir.
So, my question is, and again, talking to people that I know downtown, they said they recognize this guy, some of the valets and stuff. So he's known to the area. So, I don't know if he's homeless, if he's mentally ill, if he's just coming down and hanging out downtown and looking for crimes of opportunity. But, will he come back a third time and grab some more liquor? Who knows? We'll see if another third window gets smashed.
At what point, Max, these restaurants say to hell with it?
It's frustrating, Marty. I mean, I don't know how anybody makes a buck down here. It's infuriating. When I was in Seattle, every single store had armed security. That's not an exaggeration.
Wow.
Not the people you see downtown that have the Allied security shirts. There's no arms. Everybody had arms. They had tasers, pepper spray, handguns. It was like a third world country over there. It was crazy. Every single store.
Mad Max, thanks,
and
brother.
maybe that's where we're going. I don't know.
No, we're not. We better not. Thanks, Max. You're my man.
Yep.
For those who say downtown's wonderful, you're lying. You're lying. I saw the video last night and thought that was the same guy, one incident, but it was the same guy, 2 incidents. It's disgusting, man. It's a wonderful restaurant. I could spend a month just on some of the craziness that's happened downtown that I've seen. And we're going to talk to a really highly regarded lawyer in this town, and we prove concept. The tents are back. They're back. And they're scaring people again. And the city says there are no tents. Another lie about our wonderful downtown.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s. And less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-969-0686 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-969-0686. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-969-0686 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-969-0686.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for moms.
Hey folks, it's Marty. Turning 65? Are you overwhelmed by Medicare options? With over 60 plans to choose from, it's easy to get confused. MediConnect is hosting free in-person workshops across Pittsburgh for answers you need. No obligation, just advice. Whether you have questions about coverage, prescriptions, retirement goals, MediConnect's team will assist in finding the right plan for you. Call 888-818-6334. 888-818-6334. Medicare made simple. Hey folks, Marty here. What's a 4-letter word for indoor-outdoor cleaning? It's COIT, C-O-I-T. Save 30% off all COIT cleaning services from my friends at COIT. Carpets, rugs, drapes, upholstery, outdoor porch and patio furniture, and more. Get everything amazingly COIT clean for the warm weather. Call Coit. Save 30% right now. 1-800-FOR-COIT. 1-800-FOR-COIT. Get your home cleaned by the best. Coit.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. .55 and partly cloudy at 11 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. We're learning more about Robert Prevost, the newly elected Pope, the first American to lead the Catholic Church. Bishop Robert Barron spoke with CBS News for more insight.
Leo represents a very nuanced, intelligent engagement with modernity. Not caving into it, not saying yes completely, but not saying no. Using the resources of our own tradition to engage modernity creatively. That makes him a bridge figure, very much so. When he talked about bridge building yesterday.
Pope Leo XIV is Chicago-born and has dual citizenship in Peru. Now, the Vatican says the Pope will be formally installed at a Mass on Sunday, the 18th, and he'll have his first general audience on Wednesday, the 21st. Allegheny County Police are investigating an in-custody death in the city of Pittsburgh. News Radio KDK's Tamira Rush has more.
Overnight, County 911 dispatched Pittsburgh police to the intersection of Sawmill Run Boulevard and Bousman Street for reports of a man acting erratically and going in and out of traffic on foot. Officers encountered the male at the intersection of Sawmill Run Boulevard and Warrington Avenue. The male initially attempted to enter the police vehicle, refused initial commands, and was taken to the ground and placed in custody. Officers observed the male had injuries to his head and apparent road rash on other parts of his body and requested EMS to the scene. As the male was being treated by paramedics, he experienced cardiac arrest and was pronounced deceased at the hospital. The Allegheny County Police Department's homicide unit is assisting in the investigation. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
Pittsburgh's Republican mayoral candidates debated last night on KDKA TV. Retired city police officer Tony Moreno said working for the city for 24 years gives him a leadership advantage.
I've gone through all of the actions that the city has put us in the position we're in now. They're easily reversed if you know exactly where those issues are in the budget and in policy.
Lawrenceville business owner Thomas West said he has no baggage and as mayor could get things done.
What we have right now in the city of Pittsburgh is not working. So I take the fact that I haven't been in a position in the city as a plus because I'm bringing new ideas.
The May 20th primary election is in less than 2 weeks. The Trump administration has a plan to overhaul the nation's air traffic control system. After deadly plane crashes and technical failures, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says, time for an overhaul.
This is going to allow us to better manage the airspace, to allow the airlines to better manage their flights. So when you take off, you actually fly and you land. You don't circle airports.
How much it will cost wasn't immediately revealed. Secretary Duffy says of this modernization plan,
all new hardware, all new software is going to be built into this brand new air traffic control system.
Congress must approve the funds. Retired Supreme Court Justice David Souter has died at age 85. The High Court says Souter died Thursday at his home in New Hampshire. He was appointed by President Bush in 1990, retired in 2009. President Obama replaced him with Sonia Sotomayor. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 70 points at 41,294. The Nasdaq is up 5 points. Now the S&P down about 1. KDKA Sports, the Pirates will try to end a 7-game losing streak tonight with new manager Don Kelly. First pitch for the Bucks and Braves is 6:40. Also this afternoon at 2, hear the baseball and softball playoff pairings on the Whippeal Selection Show on KDKA Radio. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. Need a new roof or just want to repair a small leak? Trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:04. Time to call Carlos at Greater Pitt Tree Service if you're concerned about your trees. Call 412-844-TREE. 55 and cloudy in Pittsburgh. AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Hey, folks, Marty here. Just talked to my boy J.K., the king of Oakmont restaurants. The Lot. Have you tried it? Best breakfast you'll ever have. Carnivores. Unbelievable wings. The Pub. Woo! The hamburgers. And how about Hofstadt's? The Italian is magnificent. So you got The Lot, Carnivores, The Pub, Hofstadt's. Every single one, the highest quality, the best food. Check them all out in Oakmont.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or Avastin Capted Pagel, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. My friend Ellen, what's up?
All right, thanks, Marty. Plenty of delays around the rush hour, some due to construction zones, others just regular old delays, but they're quite heavy. Parkway West inbound stacks before the top of Green Tree Hill. Getting up onto the outbound lower deck of the Fort Pitt Bridge, you have a lot of company right now. It's very slow in the bathtub section of the Parkway East, also sluggish coming over from the lower deck of the Fort Duquesne Bridge across the Portal Bridge toward the ramps for the Parkway East or the Fort Pitt Bridge. Parkway East inbound is sluggish between Wilkinsburg and Edgewood Swissvale, ahead of the Squirrel Hill tunnels, and the outbound ride is also very congested for you. You're lining up between the Forbes Avenue off-ramp and the ramp that comes up from Bates Street, Route 885 to the outbound Parkway East before you make the bend and head for the tunnels. 79 southbound very congested approaching the Route 60 Moon Run interchange. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
This afternoon, mostly cloudy with a shower in spots, the high temperature 70. A shower early tonight, then areas of fog late, the low temperature 45. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Chad Merrill on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you miss this week's Allegheny Health Network Medical Frontiers? Log on to the Allegheny Health Network website to listen to your favorite Medical Frontier show. Visit ahn.org/Medical Frontiers podcast and look for your favorite Medical Frontiers show.
The following is an editorial by KDKA Radio Senior Vice President Market Manager Michael Spacciapoli.
Thursday's mayoral debate on KDKA Radio gave voters in Pittsburgh a clear example of how different the candidates will govern if elected. While both are Democrats with progressive platforms, their visions for the city are dissimilar. In his opening statement, incumbent Ed Gainey started by emphasizing affordable housing, and he returned to that message repeatedly. Challenger Corey O'Connor called for a change in leadership, saying his focus will be on growth and opportunity. The debate offers strong evidence that each candidate has different priorities. We are not endorsing a candidate, but since Democrats hold a large advantage in voter registration, the winner of the May 20th Democratic primary will likely be Pittsburgh's next mayor. We urge voters to be well informed ahead of the election. A good way to do that is listening to the debate we hosted Thursday at kdkradio.com.
This has been an editorial by KDKA Radio Senior Vice President Market Manager Michael Spacciapoli. To view a transcript, go to kdkaradio.com.
Hear about it, then talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Got to talk about air travel in Newark because a lot of us end up flying into that crap hole, that airport there. Right now, total ground stoppage. The radar screens went black. Right now, let me read some of the headlines. New York Times, lost radar and silent radios have upended Newark air travel. 45 minutes ago, ground stop issued at Newark Airport due to runway construction. Right now, CNN, air traffic controllers warned of incredibly dangerous safety incidents at Newark. Wow. That's absolutely amazing. And then I sent my cousin, Rick Griffin, fantastic service to his military. A wartime pilot who's now an incredible captain with a major carrier. I sent him this last night. Newark Airport Air Traffic Controller offers damning assessment. It is not safe. Don't fly into Newark. Wow. He told that to NBC News. Cuz, what's up? How are you, brother?
Hey, how are you, Marty?
All right, my man. Give our listeners some background. You have history with Newark, do you not, sir?
Oh, yeah, I've been there numerous times over the past 30 years, and it is quite congested, and it's just getting worse, as you were talking about there a minute ago.
But tell me about I saw Trump's transportation secretary yesterday showing equipment that from the tower that's like from the 70s. Is that accurate, sir? Is that accurate?
Well, I mean, being on the other end of it, you would think so, based on the congestion and the go-rounds because of airplanes too close to each other.
Wow.
And it really puts you on your your best effort forward as far as being in the front of the airplane and making sure everybody's safe.
Hey, Cuz, tell our listeners how long you've been flying the big planes. Big.
I got hired in 95, so what's that, 30 years? I'm in my 30th year now flying. And then I did military before that for 15 years.
So,
yeah.
Give me context regarding Newark. Is it unsafe, as these pilots and controllers are telling network correspondents?
Well, anytime you put a bunch of airplanes in a small airspace at the same time, it's going to be unsafe as driving in Atlanta traffic or Pittsburgh traffic. Nice. I mean, it can be, more hazardous than if there's no traffic. So, to answer that question, I mean, anytime, like you said, it's the space is what's the problem.
What do you mean? Describe that, buddy. What does that mean for your amateur, the space? Or?
Like the airspace, when you're getting close to Newark or JFK or Reagan or any place, they compact the airplanes close together.
Oh.
If it's a nice day, we can land as soon as the other guy's taxiing off the runway. I mean, that's how they try to, wake turbulence is a factor, which every airplane produces wake turbulence. Heavier airplanes produce more, so there's more separation required. However, when you take a visual, you're kind of on your own, and that's what they ask us to do because it lightens the controller's load on the amount of spacing needed. They try to help us out, but, speeds vary. Aircraft weights vary, so your speeds are varying. So, yes, the airspace, when you're close to an airport, is very congested. And that is a safety issue in and of itself. And an antiquated system with tight airspace and, spacing an issue, it could be a problem,
Wow.
So I don't know what the fix is. You back off, so many arrivals, and then that starts cutting into everybody's pocket.
Right.
That's the problem. They're going after the most money for the quickest time, obviously. And then when you throw weather in there, it's a nightmare. It really is.
Have you ever flown in there feeling that something could happen? Let me rephrase that, Cuz. Have you ever had a near miss, an incident that made you nervous at Newark?
That northeast region is very difficult. I mean, professionals have to be at their top of the game, and Newark in itself. To answer your question, no, we fly kind of odd hours, early morning, late at night.
I see.
So we do freight. So the other guys my buddies on the other, the passenger carrier side, they talk, they'll tell you now that they've had, go rounds and guys pulling out in front of them on the runway. Wow. And, so on and so forth.
Wow.
But that's what they get paid money for, is to prevent accidents.
Both of your sons are pilots. Does the Newark
Correct.
situation make them uptight, sir?
No, my one son, he flies PSA. He goes into Reagan.
Oh.
So after that incident, or that accident in Reagan, he told me about stories similar to that. He encountered one, but it wasn't, it was going to get close, but not too close. But they don't really, other than Reagan. My other son, he flies NetJets. He just flies, that it's a part ownership type operation.
Fraction.
He flies, fraction, yeah.
My cousin, Rick Griffin, who is an astoundingly successful and experienced pilot. So, my man, answer the ultimate question for consumers. Should they freak out and not fly into Newark?
Absolutely not. I would not freak out. The pilots are going to do their ultimate job, and that's safety. That's number one. They're going to do whatever it takes to overcome the situation they're, facing. So that's what we do. And that's why training is so intense, and it takes forever to get to where we're sitting now in the front of the airplanes. And it's a long process, but no, I would not be freaking out to go fly anywhere. I mean, I freak out when I drive in Atlanta, but flying, I wouldn't worry about.
It's also astounding how much pilots do on their own. People are convinced that you sit there and you just let the plane do the work. But the way you say it, that ain't true, is it, cuz?
Well, okay. Big sky theory, right? You take off out of Newark and you fly to San Francisco. It's a 3.5, 4-hour flight, 420, based on winds. 3 hours and 20 minutes of it is at altitude. You're just monitoring the system and making sure that, you're staying on your road, if you will.
Yeah.
The other 30 minutes on either end, it's congested because everybody's coming in at the same place almost at the same time. So that's when it gets, that's when things happen, to be honest with you.
Hey, my producer wants to know, what do you do when you're in the air and the backup communication system fails? Happened at Newark recently.
Oh, you mean like from the ground service or in the cockpit?
So at Newark, they lost their radar system, and then the backup radio system went down also.
Well, if you're in the weather, you're diverting. You're going to another airport.
Oh.
If it's a nice day, we have lost comm procedures, but that's more for inside the airplane. We have procedures, what we follow. That's a tough one. I've never experienced that. If it was me in a congested area in Newark and we couldn't talk to anybody, I'd be going JFK or I'd be going somewhere where my gas would allow. But yeah, we'd be on top of it and we'd go somewhere else.
The air traffic controllers were so freaked out over that. Some of them had to go home and stayed home a couple of days due to the stress. Are they under that kind of stress, sir?
Oh yeah, ATC controllers, man. I'm telling you, that is a stressful job. I think the retirement is 55, if I'm not mistaken.
Whoa.
And which that's debatable.
Yeah.
But there's a reason. I guess so many years, it just takes off so many years of your life. I mean, really, it is a very stressful job, and the fact that there's less of them, and the guys that are there doing more work. I mean, that's something to think about. That's an accident waiting to happen.
Cuz, tell our listeners how many kids you have.
Too many.
How many,
7.
man?
I got 7, brother.
He has 7 kids. He'd much rather be in the air in that stressful situation. My man, I love him, man. His family environment, he has a farm, and they all live at the house. Old school, love, compassion, kindness. It's amazing, my man. You're the best. I love how you tell the truth about flying. My son is interested because of you. My son is interested in flying because his cousin Rick.
All right.
My man.
Tell him to give me a call, brother.
All right, my man. Thanks, Rick.
All right. Take care.
It's amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Damn. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic Power Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
What's up, Marty? Is with the PennDOT cameras, we're able to keep track of a construction zone lane restriction on 79 southbound that's really tying traffic up for you as you try to head out and about during the 11 o'clock hour. So it's southbound, a single lane pinch for you just after you pass the Craft and Moon Run interchange for Route 60. Traffic is backed almost to the southern end of the S-Bends. So after you get off of the Neville Island Bridge and come south on 79 through the S-Bends, then you're in the slow-go traffic. So definitely leaving extra travel time is a must there. Parkway West inbound continues to be quite heavy at the top of Green Tree Hill. You're lining up on the Parkway East inbound at Edgewood Swissvale. Outbound is heavy before the bend at the Bates Street on-ramp before the Squirrel Hill tunnels. AAA traffic on the 5s announcing nonstop flights on Spirit Airlines departing Palmer Regional Airport to Fort Lauderdale, Myrtle Beach, and Orlando. I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Springtime, right? Duh. So now's the time to take a look at some new windows. Universal Windows Direct is the place to go. Check this out. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. No limit, by the way. Buy 4, get 4 free. You get it. So, pay no interest until 2030. Come on. No interest for the next 6 years. And they'll give an extra $500 off on your home improvement project. Universal Windows Direct. By the way, it's a great product. They have great technology, great service. Universal Windows Direct. Springtime, folks, got to do it. 412-545-6003. 412-545-6003. Or visit universalwindowsdirect.com. Schedule a free in-home visit today.
I'm with Joe Potocznik, JP Roofing and Siding. Congratulations, Joe. Triple Crown winner from Owens Corning.
Yes, Larry. We are proud to announce that we are recognized for service excellence, product excellence, and MVP based on marketing leadership and customer service.
Call Joe and his team. You'll get the best of the best. Get a free estimate for roof and siding replacements. Call the roofing replacement experts at JP Roofing and Siding, 412-829-7711. Congrats, Joe.
Thank you, Larry.
If you or someone you love is blind or vision impaired, discover what's possible at Visibility. Hi, this is Larry Richard. For over 100 years, Visibility has empowered individuals through innovative training, support, and life-changing programs. From low vision rehab and assistive tech to daily living skills and employment services. Because losing vision doesn't mean losing hope or dreams. Be inspired. Visit visibility.org today. Visibility.org.
Hey, folks, Marty here. My friend Robert Levin and his entire Levin Furniture and Mattress Store team are continuing Levin's early Memorial Day sale with these amazing deals. Save up to 50% off outdoor and new arrivals. Take not 15, not 20, but 25% off the entire store. Leave your wallet at home. Make no down payments and get 5 years special financing on qualifying purchases of $24.99 or more. 25% store-wide, folks, at all Levin's furniture stores.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
If you're driving a car or truck with an expired warranty and suddenly lost your transmission or needed a full engine repair, would a $4,000 repair bill leave you stranded? I'm Danica Patrick. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Choose the company I trust. Endurance. No matter the mileage, if your vehicle is less than 20 years old, Endurance offers auto protection plans for any budget. Protection on the drivetrain, electrical, transmission, AC, and more. Plus 24/7 roadside assistance and rental car reimbursement on any plan. Endurance handles everything, from making the claim to paying the certified mechanic of your choice. Act now and get 1 full year of elite benefits. A $2,000 value, free.
Call for your fast free quote today. Call 800-689-1536. That's 800-689-1536. 800-689-1536.
Imagine an airport where you park your car for free and get to your flight quickly. Welcome to the Palmer Regional Airport. Spirit Airlines has flights to Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, and Myrtle Beach starting in May. Experience the difference. The Palmer Regional Airport.
With Amazon Business, smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
So we have two family friends that graduated from Mount Lebo and went to CCAC. 2 years they went. Saved well over $100,000 each for college. One going to the University of North Carolina, all credits transfer. The other, an Ivy League school, all credits transfer. CCAC, folks, right here in Pittsburgh. Cybersecurity, IT, gaming, advanced manufacturing, robotics, automation, and much more. Check out CCAC, ccac.edu.
Hey everyone, Bob Pompiani here. Let me tell you about the great work that Pittsburgh Garage does. I needed a new garage makeover. The floor was covered with salt and cracks, living there for 37 years, so I called Pittsburgh Garage. Boy, in just a couple of days, the transformation was amazing. The floor coating beautiful, easy to maintain. Cabinets are on their way to make everything organized. I work with Elijah and Josh, both very professional. All of their team members are full-time. Go to PittsburghGarage.com and you'll find over 400 five-star reviews. They've got long-lasting products designed to be functional, heavy-duty, and look great. For your free estimate, go to PittsburghGarage.com.
The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
What's amazing is to hear from my cousin, who flies the big planes. I had no idea the pilots had to do that much as they approached the airports. I had no idea. And it makes sense that the bigger airports would have the bigger problems. But I'm eating something. I apologize. My cousin was a wartime pilot. My man's been in combat, and it's nothing. So what he does now is nothing compared to what he's lived through in terms of wartime combat. But make sure you go away from this not thinking the airports are unsafe and you're going to die, because it's not true. In his wonderful way, he said what everybody should hear: you're much safer in the sky than you are in the traffic in Atlanta or Pittsburgh. And that's just the truth. And those pilots are badasses, and they really do care. And I'll tell you what, it's actually nice to see Trump's folks are changing out all this gear. New equipment by 28. Good for them. Good for Trump. It's been needed for at least 20 years. Don't cancel a flight to Newark because you're afraid of what you see on TV. Just don't do it.
Serious savings at your local Par-Mar store. Dan Zang really reminding you to download the Par-Mar Stores app and save big. Get 3 cooler beverage items with your Par-Mar Rewards card and get 10 cents off per gallon of gas. And remember, if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
It's that time of year again. Be Greek for a week at the St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox Cathedral Greek Food Festival in Oakland. Now through Saturday, all of your favorite Greek foods and desserts. Outdoor patio grill is fired up too. Dine in or take out. OPA.
I'm Scarlett Johansson. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. You can join the movement to end hunger by donating, volunteering, and advocating. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/act now.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
There's no better description than to say St. Jude is a place of hope. My name is Lindsay. I'm alive today because of this incredible hospital and the generosity of so many who wanted to support it.
Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
55 and partly cloudy at 11:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Leo XIV said his first Mass as Pope this morning in the Sistine Chapel and met with the cardinals who elected him. New York's Timothy Cardinal Dolan is excited to have an American pontiff.
The fact that he was born in the United States of America, boy, that's a sense of pride and gratitude for us. He's a citizen of the world. He reminds us that we all have our true citizenship in heaven.
The pastor of Christ Our Savior Church on the north side is in Italy now, and Father Nicholas Vaskov was at St. Peter's Square when Pope Leo XIV emerged.
When he finally appeared out on the balcony, they kept saying, "He looks so young, he looks so young," and people were just so overjoyed. I'm pinching myself because I still can't believe I was there.
The Vatican says the Pope will be formally installed in a Mass on Sunday the 18th. He'll have his first general audience on Wednesday the 21st. The Public Utility Commission wants answers to 3 questions in the aftermath of last week's storms. First, what caused the widespread outages in terms of downed trees or broken power lines? Second, how did utility emergency plans work? And third, what recommendations are there to prepare for future storms? With tens of thousands of customers without power for days, PUC Chairman Steve DeFrank says the damage demands a closer look. President Donald Trump has floated the idea of cutting tariffs on products from China from 145 to 80% ahead of a weekend meeting. U.S. officials are set to meet in Switzerland with a Chinese delegation this weekend. It's the first major talks between the two nations since the start of a trade war. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 109 points at 41,259. The Nasdaq down 17 points, and the S&P is down 6. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:31. Our next update at noon on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDKA.
If you ask enough people, how are you, you'll eventually get that trendy response, I'm living the dream. Well, at Petite Kitchen and Bath Design Center, we help people live their kitchen and bathroom remodeling dreams.
For almost 60 years, Petite has delivered the creative and professional services required by homeowners to help them realize their ideal bathroom or kitchen. And it all starts with a visit.
People love the experience of browsing our beautiful showroom, and they tell us that it's truly a stress-free environment. To our past customers, we sincerely thank you. To our future customers, we ask that you let us transform your vision into reality, the Petite way.
So when you tell someone you're living the dream, you really mean it. Visit us soon. We're just minutes off the Carnegie exit of the Parkway West. Call us at 412-279-2222 or see us on the web at petitekitchens.com.
Haven't you waited long enough? PA 625.
Lunch was great. Lawrenceville is such a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I gotta fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're gonna be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use
use promo code LIFE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LIFE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LIFE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code LIFE.
Join Rob Pratt every Sunday at 11 a.m. for Black and Gold Sunday, presented by Coons Market, your hometown Pittsburgh grocer. Rob keeps you posted on Pittsburgh sports with 2 hours of exciting talk. That's Black and Gold Sunday, 11 to 1, presented each week by Coons Market.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
All right, thanks, Marty. Lots of brake lights. That's what's up, and we're seeing them in a couple of spots that are very heavy. Some just delays, others because of construction. We'll start with the delays first. Getting up onto the outbound Fort Pitt Bridge, the lower deck, heading toward the Fort Pitt tunnels on the Parkway West. It's a bit of a trouble for you if you're coming inbound on the Parkway East City side. You're slow as far back as the 2nd Avenue off-ramp right by the county jail there, and you're in slow traffic the whole way up onto the lower deck of the Fort Pitt Bridge. Also heavy traffic coming across the Portal Bridge from the Fort Duquesne Bridge, getting to that outbound Fort Pitt Bridge and tunnel. Inbound, the ride greets you with slow traffic at the top of Green Tree Hill. 79 southbound, very congested through a construction zone. Lane restriction by the Moon Run Route 60 Crafton interchange. Do leave extra travel time there. Parkway East inbound is heavy at Edgewood Swissvale. Outbound is slow before the Greenfield Bridge overpass. AAA traffic on the 5s from the iParkit app. Download iParkit and save on parking. I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Mostly cloudy tonight with a shower in spots early, perhaps some fog late, low 45. Clouds and some sunshine, a cooler day tomorrow, high 61. Then sunny for the weekend, high 72 Saturday, 74 on Sunday. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson at 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The easiest way to park in uptown and downtown Pittsburgh is to download iParkit. When you use iParkit, you're guaranteed the best prices at the most convenient parking garages for game day, theaters, work, or play. From uptown to downtown, iParkit has you covered. Download iParkit and save.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Before I get to one of my favorite people, and with some important information, County Council President Pat Catane, I've got to read. This is the beauty of social media. This came in at 2:43 a.m. in the morning from a guy named Dave. I get blasted with emails, and most of our good content comes from you folks, and I'm blessed and I love it, and particularly the folks that say they hate me. But let me just tell you how social media works. So this guy, Dave, sends me this note, and I can't read most of it because it's so hateful. This is at 2:43 a.m., so I don't know. Was he at work? Did he get up? Did he come home from the bar? Did he just get bonded out of jail? I don't know. You are, not spelling, just capital U, small r, a effing F word, okay? Then he says, Get Marty, you're an ass, blank. Then he says, always with fake BS. So in other words, he hates me and attacks me. My response, I've matured over the years, is, okay, that was it. He comes back at me at, what time was that? About 5:30 a.m. in the morning. I'm not exaggerating. You want a story? I swear. This is verbatim. Ask how many people in Montview Heights don't have water. The office doesn't give a F. I apologize for calling you a fruit. It wasn't nice. Then he continues. Mold all over, broken floors, ceiling leaks. You could get inside look. I'll go with him if he takes us inside Montview Heights. I've wanted to for a long time. And so I'll do it. My point is that sometimes you just have to let people exhale. And they do, and they move on. There's this guy we're going to play here in a little bit that is the new downtown goodwill ambassador for Pittsburgh. You must hear the video that he put out directed towards me. You got to hear this on social. Meantime, my man Pat Katina. Hey, Pat, what's up?
Hey, Marty, how are you?
Hey, Pat, are you still hearing from folks that are out of power? Because I'm still seeing handfuls here and there.
I'm still seeing handfuls here and there.
Wow. It's been a hell of a long time, Pat.
It has, over a week at this point. I mean, I saw the PUC's obviously starting an investigation as well, which I believe needs to happen.
I do, too. Why do you think that's important? Because I do. Tell us why that's important, sir.
We need to get to the bottom to see what exactly transpired, because obviously we all understand that weather events are getting worse and there's going to be a next time.
Sure.
So we need to be as prepared as possible for next time and see what worked and what didn't work and solve for the future.
Hey, Pat, you sent me a note yesterday regarding Carnegie. It's one of my favorite communities. I'm there all the time. We love it there, the ice cream joint. We love the restaurants. We eat a slice all the time. You got something going on there, do you not, sir?
We do. Tonight in Carnegie, we have the Carnegie Crawl. It's the first of the season. It happens the second Friday of every month. It's put together by the business owners, the Carnegie Community Development Corporation, who's the executive director, Sam Bigham, and the borough. And basically, it's a family event. Yep. All the businesses participate, the restaurants. We have live music. We're going to have food trucks tonight,
nice.
Live bands. It's just fun for the entire family, and I just wanted to get out there. Carnegie's obviously had a tough go of it the past few years. I mean, first with Papa J's burning to the ground, and then last year losing Riley's, which, I mean, they were both meccas in Carnegie and drew everyone from all over the area. So I just want to promote Carnegie and let them know that we're still there. I mean, we have a lot of great businesses. We have a lot of great restaurants. We have a lot of great bars if you drink. And come out and enjoy the evening. It's going to be a beautiful evening. And like I said, I mean, these go on the second Friday of every month from now until October. And like I said, it's a fun event. Come to Scoops. Come get a slice. It's Slice.
I love both those joints. I know the owners of both those joints, and they're wonderful men. Hey, what was the flood, man? The hurricane that just ripped through. I was there live. What the hell was it? Which one was that, Pat?
Ivan in 2004, you mean? Or?
Ivan. Man, I was down there. I never thought it would come back, and that town came roaring back. Very resilient people, Pat. Really, really resilient, right?
Resiliency equates to Carnegie. I mean, we've come back. Honestly, after Ivan, I walked Main Street back in 2004 after Ivan, and I just walked it with my head down because just the smell. I mean, I remember the smell to this day, and I thought to myself, my God, are we ever going to come back? And you know what? We've come back stronger and brighter than ever. And that just goes to show you that Carnegie's a survivor, man. I mean, don't count us down. I mean, we're going to come back.
Pat Katina, you're my man. Thanks, brother.
Thank you, Marty. Have a wonderful week, and I hope to see you tonight.
Oh, yeah. We're talking about it right now. I'm texting with my wife. Thanks, my man.
All right, see ya.
I love that town. I do. There's a bunch of restaurants there that we really enjoy. And my boy owns Scoops, and Rico owns Slice. We're in Slice all the time. It's a wonderful joint. Check it out. So tonight they have a Carnegie Crawl, food and all kind of stuff. Food trucks and fun for the family. Carnegie. I love how they made a comeback. I'm curious about if anyone out there is still out of power. A woman just sent me a note. We were going to put her on the air, and they're just now taking a tree down in front of her house. So she had no power for 9 days. That's a hell of a long time without power. For those who believe they're being too critical of Duquesne Light, that's just silly. There is introspection is necessary sometimes when there's a massive event like this. We can always do better. I can do better. I learn from every mistake I make, I hope. And I hope that Duquesne Light learns from this situation. And there are folks in Squirrel Hill I think like 50 in Squirrel Hill still don't have power. That's a hell of a long time. Give us a buzz if you still don't have power. I'm curious as to know the circumstance. 866-391-1020. Call us if you still don't have power. 866-391-1020. We come back. You got to hear this video of this guy who's the new Goodwill ambassador for downtown Pittsburgh. You will not want to miss this video. My wife sending me a text. I'll go to the Carnegie Crawl. Killing me. Killing me. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. What's up, Ellen?
All right, what's up is a reminder, Marty, for this is from PennDOT for everyone about an extended overnight closure of the Parkway East that begins tonight. So, yes, you might be in some slow traffic right now, but we want to remind you that the outbound or eastbound 376 will be closing from 1 hour after the Pirate game tonight until noon tomorrow. This will be near the Forbes Avenue Oakland off-ramp where it travels over the Parkway. Traffic's going to be forced off of the Parkway up into Oakland via that Forbes Avenue off-ramp. You'll follow a posted detour to get back to the outbound Parkway via the Bates Street Route 885 on-ramp. So certainly do leave lots of extra time to travel that. AAA Traffic on the 5s from the iParkit app. Download iParkit and save on parking. I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
So, I'm getting older, duh. And we're thinking about retirement, and we're thinking about estate planning. I'm serious about this stuff because once you get in your 60s, you got to think about what happens next. What do I do with this savings? How do I protect this asset? What happens if I get sick? What happens if I need long-term care? What do we do with our house? What do you do with trust for kids? All this stuff, man. Sat in Julian Gray's office for an hour this week with my wife, Christine, and it was like manna from heaven because my man knows what he's talking about. Julian Gray is the guru, the best. Set up a plan, set up a timeline, set up a strategy that made us feel good. Julian Gray, the best, folks. GrayElderLaw.com. 412-458-6000. 412-458-6000.
Will new tariffs impact small businesses? Rising costs and economic uncertainty can hurt your bottom line. But with Swish Funding, your business can stay strong. We offer fast, flexible funding solutions from $10,000 to $2 million for working capital, cash flow, and more. And as little as 24 hours with no collateral needed. If your business earns at least $50,000 per month and has been around for over a year, you could qualify today. Go to SwishRadio.com and use code RADIO. SwishRadio.com, code RADIO.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or ConsumerCellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
While you sleep, there are people you've never met who are working hard to make your morning. People who get up at ungodly hours to make sure you get the information you want while you sleep. People who dedicate their lives to make yours better while you sleep. These people come together during the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richard, 5:30 to 10 in the morning, to make sure you have the best news, traffic, and weather to start your day. Wake up to your friends. Weekday mornings on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
This Memorial Day, give your home the protection it deserves and save big on your new roof. Contact Home Genius Exteriors now and get 50% off materials. Plus, no payments till 2026 and take an extra $500 off. And all military members receive an additional 10% discount. Call Home Genius Exteriors at 855-UR-GENIUS to schedule your free roof and attic inspection today. That's 855, the letter U, the letter R, Genius. Home Genius Exteriors, the genius choice in roofing. See website for details.
Do you
you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is letting everyone know about great debt relief options now available to help people with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of your credit card debt. Get a free debt relief consultation when you call 800-586-4040. 800-586-4040. 800-586-4040.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor, you visit urgent care over and over again, and it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try some antibiotics and nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of Pittsburgh Sinus Centers called balloon sinuplasty. Imagine the relief of not having to deal with your chronic sinus infections. Set an appointment today with Pittsburgh Sinus Centers and find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Call 724-903-8048. 724-903-8048. That's 724-903-8048.
And now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times. I'm managing editor Mike Larson. PPG said yesterday it'll build a $380 million aerospace coatings plant in North Carolina. The 198,000 square foot facility will have manufacturing and warehousing capabilities, employing about 110 people and making aerospace coatings and sealants. The plant in Shelby, North Carolina, will be built on 62 acres beginning in October of 2025 and is set to be completed by the middle of 2027. Also, after more than 40 years and as the last operating retailer there, Giant Eagle is set to close its store at Parkway Center. A spokesman for the Cranberry-based retailer announced the company has told staff it will close the store there in a little more than a month, providing a closing date of Saturday, June 28th, and ending a run of operations in what is now an otherwise fully vacated shopping complex that started in 1982. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to pittsburghbusinesstimes.com. I'm Mike Larson.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I gotta play this guy. I love this guy. I don't know him, but he is the new Goodwill ambassador for downtown Pittsburgh. He says downtown is wonderful, downtown's safe, and I'm a coward. Okay. I don't know. I grew up here, man. I'm downtown. In fact, we're going down live. The tents are back, and it's annoying people and scaring people. You're going to hear from a player here in about 10 minutes, a big-time lawyer. He says, Marty, it's disgusting, again, with these tents and the crimes. I play the robberies, assaults, stabbings, busted windows, murders, gang fights. Come on, man. The bus driver who was assailed by the mentally ill guy, I mean, it's day in, day out. But my man says no, that I'm full of crap and I'm a coward. And he wants to meet downtown. Does he want to fight or does he want to give us a tour? I can't tell. But you got to hear this video that he posted. Listen to what's his name? Do we even know his name? No name. He's a downtown warrior. Listen to downtown man. Listen.
You guys want to break me? Let's go. People want to talk smack. You don't even live in the city of Pittsburgh. Where you at? You ain't even down here. Where you at? You live in Sewickley. You live in Mount Lebanon. You live in Fox Chapel. You listen to KDKA radio and talk to Marty Griffin. And you guys, where you at? You ain't in the streets? Come find me. Come on. Let's go. You won't come up to me. You get afraid. If you walked up to me, you would be afraid to walk up to me. Let's go downtown. You guys want to go downtown? Is it so dangerous? Is it so dangerous? Is it so dangerous here? Let's go. Come on. You guys want to go? She gave $5 to a homeless person on a bench. He lives on a bench.
See?
Dude's nicer to me than yins are. Where's my keyboard warriors at? Where you at? Where you at now? You ain't gonna show up. Grow up, Sandy. Grow up. I'm an adult. Must be nice to have 161,000 followers and reach millions of people every single day and be able to do whatever I want.
He does.
Grow up. I do whatever I want. Marty. KDKA. News networks, they're all canceled. They can't even figure out the algorithm. Do you want to talk about the algorithm? Let's go.
Love this guy.
Let's go. You snapped me. Let's go. You wanted this. Where are you at?
That's enough.
Let's go.
That's my man, I think. You know, provoke the poor guy. You know, irritated him more than anyone else, Mad Max. Leave him alone, man.
I'm dying. I have tears streaming down my face right
guys,
now.
Hey, he's nicer to me than Yin's guys. Oh.
So, you know, what's funny, the irony is this is the second video like this that he did in a couple weeks. He was down in the Strip District, walking during the day, talking about how beautiful it is. And the Strip is very nice. I'm not going to argue there. But he's not going to the areas where the issue is.
I really don't care where he goes. He can't handle the truth.
And then the funny thing is 2 days after he posted that video, he's running for his life on a live stream that he's doing. He's got 5 guys chasing him.
You're kidding.
After he was filming a tiki boat. I have the video. I sent it to you. He's running for life, and he's talking about how he was not trusting these people and how he was scared he was going to get beat up by like 5 guys with hoodies taking their shirts off.
5 guys, the hamburger guys? They were after him? That's your boy. Wow.
Oh, good stuff.
My man has some issues. Hey, Marty Griffin been canceled. Yin's guys, meet me downtown. Max,
meanwhile, the video or the pictures of the Fogo de Chao windows, those got like 160,000 views in like a couple hours.
Wow, he was chased on live video downtown by the river last week. Oh, he's a part-time DJ. I see. Who loves gummies. I see. Max, leave him alone. He's the downtown Goodwill ambassador. Hey, Yin's guys, that homeless guy just gave $5 to. He's nicer to me than Yin's guys. I'll meet him downtown. What's he want us to do? We'll go for a walk. Okay. We'll find out. He seems like a very unfriendly guy, but I know a lot of them.
The KDKA mobile news fleet is driven by Jim Shorkey Kia, North Huntington and Wexford. JimShorkeyKia.com.
I love Diamonds Direct. You know it, right? Mother's Day is coming up. Come on. Flowers fade. Jewelry doesn't. They do amazing stuff at Diamonds Direct. They'll design it for you. Come on. Diamond studs, pendants, you name it. From $500 necklaces to $500,000 diamonds. And check this out. Book an appointment now. Get $100 off your purchase. Diamonds Direct. It's right behind the Ross, right there at the Ross Park Mall, right behind it on McKnight Road. Check it out. Diamonds Direct.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for moms.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity this football season. The Black and Gold are headed to Ireland, and so can you with AAA and me. Hi, this is Larry Richard. Join us for a 4-night trip September 25th through the 29th. Includes round-trip airfare, airport, hotel, and game transfers. Your stay at the Sandy Mount Hotel. Reserved game ticket at Croke Park Stadium and more. From $55.36 per person, double occupancy. Here we go to the Emerald Isle for the game with AAA. Call 1-800-848-1238 for details and reservations.
The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids, What do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at sounditouttogether.org. That's sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
56 cloudy skies at 12 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen at the Vatican.
I will sing a new song to the Lord because he has done marvels. And indeed, not just with me, but with all of us, my brother cardinals.
That's the first Mass celebrated by Pope Leo XIV in the Sistine Chapel. On the Big K Morning Show today, Bishop David Zubik said he was pleasantly surprised when he first heard the new pope is from the U.S.
So we had the big screen TV on, and we were able to watch the leading up to the announcement. And I think all of us in the room were totally taken back. You know, we could never have imagined that there would be an American pope.
Now, the Vatican says the pope will be formally installed at a Mass on Sunday the 18th and will have his first general audience on Wednesday the 21st. Allegheny County Police are investigating an in-custody death in the city of Pittsburgh. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has more.
Overnight, County 911 dispatched Pittsburgh police to the intersection of Sawmill Run Boulevard and Bousman Street for reports of a man acting erratically and going in and out of traffic on foot. Officers encountered the male at the intersection of Sawmill Run Boulevard and Warrington Avenue. The male initially attempted to enter the police vehicle, refused initial commands, and was taken to the ground and placed in custody. Officers observed the male had injuries to his head and apparent road rash on other parts of his body and requested EMS to the scene. As the male was being treated by paramedics, he experienced cardiac arrest and was pronounced deceased at the hospital. The Allegheny County Police Department's homicide unit is assisting in the investigation. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
Well, now that power has been restored following last week's storms, the Public Utility Commission wants some answers. News Radio KDKA's David Ballarado has the story.
PUC Chairman Steve DeFrank says the intensity of the storm was not routine, and the extent and scale of the damage demand a closer look as to what happened and how tens of thousands of people had to go without power for days on end, some for more than a week. Its Technical Utility Services Bureau was launching a probe to get a detailed look at things like broken poles, downed wires, and so on. How do the utilities' own emergency response plans work, and what recommendations do they have for the future? The timeline for the review will be based on the answers the PUC gets. David Ballarado, News Radio KDKA.
Giant Eagle is closing its Parkway Center store this summer. In a release, the grocery chain says the store will shut down on June 28th. The pharmacy will close earlier on May 21st. Customers can transfer prescriptions to another Giant Eagle pharmacy. 75 Parkway Center employees are being offered jobs at nearby locations. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 42 points at 41,326. The Nasdaq is up 18 points, and the S&P is up 5. KDKA Sports, the Pirates have promoted bench coach Don Kelly to manage the team for the rest of the season. Former Bucks manager Jim Leland is excited to see what Kelly has in store for the organization.
You know, somebody was going to get the job, and certainly you're glad that a guy like Donnie Kelly's going to get an opportunity. I think he's been waiting for this opportunity, and here we go. We'll see how it works out.
Now, the Pirates will try to end a 7-game losing streak tonight. The first pitch for the Bucks and Braves is 6:40. Also, this afternoon at 2, hear the baseball and softball playoff pairings on the Whitfield Selection Show on KDKA Radio. The news is brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick. 45 years of experience and thousands of 5-star reviews. TrustPJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 12:03. Recently lost your health insurance or don't have an insurance policy through an employer? Call One Health Benefits today at 724-799-8873. 56 and cloudy in Pittsburgh. The AccuWeather forecast is next.
Did you hear?
A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-969-0686 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-969-0686. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-969-0686 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-969-0686.
Hey everyone, it's Bob Pompiani. I decided to call Pittsburgh Garage, as I told you before, as part of a spring cleaning plan Lisa and I had. I wanted to transform my messy garage into something I could be proud of. And man, did Pittsburgh Garage deliver. They started with my garage floor, which was cracked and filled with salt from the winter. They used these high-performance products. They restored and refurbished my garage floor as if it were brand new by using these great, durable, long-lasting products designed to be heavy-duty, and they look great, too. And then new storage cabinets came and made organizing easy and efficient, just like their workmanship. Efficient. All it took was a day and a half, which is their typical installation time. Pittsburgh Garage team members, you know, are full-time employees. In fact, their first ever employee is still with them today. No subcontracting here. They have an amazing work culture. They're friendly. They're on time, and that's big. Every time on time. Pittsburgh Garage has over 400 five-star reviews. If you want a beautiful garage makeover, call Pittsburgh Garage for free estimates and design consultations. That's PittsburghGarage.com.
If you or someone you love is blind or vision impaired, discover what's possible at Visibility. Hi, this is Larry Richard. For over 100 years, Visibility has empowered individuals through innovative training, support, and life-changing programs. From low vision rehab and assistive tech to daily living skills and employment services. Because losing vision doesn't mean losing hope or dreams. Be inspired. Visit visibility.org today. Visibility.org.
Judge Michelle Santacola is running for a seat on the Allegheny County Court of Common Pleas. With decades of legal experience and currently serving as magisterial district judge, Michelle Santacola has always applied fairness and integrity to the thousands of cases she has presided over. She is highly recommended by the Allegheny County Bar Association and widely endorsed by various labor organizations.
I'm Judge Michelle Santacola. I'd be honored to earn your vote on May 20th.
Paid for by friends of Michelle Santacola.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Mostly cloudy tonight with a shower in spots early, perhaps some fog late, low 45. Clouds and some sunshine, a cooler day tomorrow, high 61. Then sunny for the weekend, high 72 Saturday, 74 on Sunday. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson at 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Loyalty has its rewards at your neighborhood Par-Mar store. See for yourself. Download the Par-Mar Stores app today and find deals, coupons, and earn points to get free groceries. Dan Zangrilli reminding you that if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
This is 4:45 in the morning. Downtown Pittsburgh 2 nights ago. You understand why I'm playing this in a second when I grab my guest. But listen to this. This is Fogo de Chao. Really good Brazilian steakhouse downtown. Listen.
Fogo de Chao Brazilian Steakhouse, 525 Smithfield Street off of 5th. Callers are reporting that someone broke in via window, stole several items, no weapons. Incident occurred approximately 12 minutes ago. Suspect made a right on Smithfield heading toward 5th Avenue. No description given at this time.
252 again, just an update. The person who called 911 did not see anybody. We just have a broken glass window here. It's going to be a good smash and grab burglar.
Okay, so that was the second time that happened in 2 days. Let me read you this from my insiders. This is actually fantastic stuff. Thursday morning at 4:45 a.m., Zone 2 made an arrest of a 17-year-old homeless kid. It's fascinating. He smashed a window twice in the last week at Fogo de Chao and stole their liquor. Check that out. Responsible for another one at Gaucho last week. So this kid, 17-year-old homeless kid, is just blowing stuff up downtown for the guy who just told us that it's wonderful downtown. You know where you can go, buddy. I'll meet you. This is from my sources. Using detectives and city cameras, we had him located and in custody in 2 hours, which is the amazing work that the cops do here. Here's where you're going to get nauseous. We called Schumann, and they refused to house him. We called Schumann, and they refused to house him. The system is broken. Downtown is worse than it's been in 25 years. Not safe. Don't know how many officers would take their family there off duty. To that clown who wants me to come downtown and fight him or whatever the hell he wants. Same kid, 17. Video number 2. Outside the 2nd Avenue shelter, it's tent city again. Drug addicts, alcoholics, mentally ill, camping out. The danger is back in downtown as if it ever left. And a witness to this, the men and women who work downtown every single damn day. One of them, one of the best lawyers in America, who knows Pittsburgh as well or better than I do, and was kind of floored when he was driving downtown the other day. Chuck Porter, what's up, brother?
Hey, Marty, how are you?
I'm great, but you said it best. The tents are back, my man, are they not?
Yes, they are.
Tell us what you saw that kind of floored you, Chuck.
Sure. So I was going down to Pittsburgh Municipal Court, or what we've called for years City Court. And understand, I've been going to City Court since probably 1986 in its various locations.
Sure.
And so what I did, I walked through the Manor parking garage down onto 2nd Avenue. And as I made the left onto 2nd, I'm looking up towards the 2nd Avenue complex, and you can just see people milling about everywhere. Well, what I do, I typically cut through that first alleyway that takes you down where Gasoline Street Coffee is.
Yep.
And as soon as you turn into the alley, you are immediately overtaken by the incredible smell of urine. I mean, it's just overpowering. And yeah, and I walk down, I go to City Court, I come out of City Court, and now I'm going to go up to the jail to visit a client.
Sure.
You know, one of the occupational risks I have or hazards. And as I'm walking up, there's that street that connects 2nd Avenue and 1st Avenue. And as I'm walking up alongside the sidewalk on this street going up by the 2nd Avenue facility, there are tents, there are bags, there are containers, there's all these things along the sidewalk, on the sidewalk in some locations. And quite frankly, I didn't feel comfortable walking up the sidewalks. I ended up walking in the street because you have people with their belongings there. And as we all know, many of these people have significant mental illness problems, and we don't have facilities for these people, and they're polluting the streets down here, and it's not a safe situation. And as I said, I've been doing this for nearly 40 years, and it's just, I mean, I know we have a lot of young men and a lot of young women going down to that facility. They're going to the jail. They're going to the city court building, the municipal court building. And, you have to walk past, this site and all these people. And one day, it was maybe last year, I'm going up to the jail. It's 2:00 in the afternoon. And as I'm walking up the street, there's a guy who has his back to the wall of the 2nd Avenue complex. And there's a girl who is rubbing her rear end against his private. 2:00 in the afternoon on 2nd Avenue. And I'm thinking, this is what we have to see and experience.
Chuck, the dynamic has changed dramatically since you started out down there, has it not, sir?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, as I said, I've been to so many different facilities of city court over the years, from on First Avenue to over the Station Square area to where we are now. And even, where we are now with the municipal court building, it's just remarkable with the number of people. And it's a shame because, number one, we don't have the ability to help these people. But number two, we're allowing them there without really any I don't think there's any plan as to how to deal with these people, and they're just all over the streets, and they're milling about outside, and you're walking through a gauntlet of people as you're going up and down Second Avenue, and I'm not afraid to do this.
Sir.
Like your caller, your videographer who sent you this invitation to come to the city, but I mean, I'm certainly aware of what's going on because I think we all see in the news every day the danger of people with mental illness and their unpredictability.
Well, defense attorney Chuck Porter, who is renowned for his work and who has seen everything twice, and my disgust, Chuck, is the false narrative that things are cool now, that we found help for all these folks, that we found homes for all these folks. My man. That's a bald-faced lie, is it not, Chuck?
The last time they said that I was driving out the Parkway and they said there were no tents, and I looked over to the jail trail and saw probably a dozen or more of them. And I'm thinking, well, I guess maybe this isn't the city. Maybe some people have a different view of what the city is. But to my mind, we're at 2nd Avenue. We're by the Pittsburgh Municipal Court in the city of Pittsburgh, and we have tents everywhere. And you can't blame the police. There needs to be some monitoring of what's going on, but the police can't do it. They don't have enough people.
Well, you just heard me tell you the story about this kid. He's busted all the windows in restaurants downtown, and they won't take him in the Schumann Center. Come on, Chuck.
It's another serious problem we have. We have to be able to, deal with people who are violating the
Chuck Porter
ability to maintain where they are. To if you're going to release them, make sure you release them to a safe environment at the very least. Not put some homeless kid back on the street.
Right on.
I mean, that's just it's just irresponsible.
Come on, Chuck. Chuck Porter, one of the best defense attorneys I've ever known, and can't help himself but being disappointed with his downtown like it's my downtown because we grew up here. It's got to change, Chuck. It has to. Does it not, sir?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Chuck Porter, thanks, brother. Appreciate your honesty.
You got it, Marty. You have a good day.
My man fears nothing. I'm just telling you, man. He's an insanely talented defense attorney and has represented the worst criminals in the world and doesn't mind because that's his job. But is bothered by what he sees downtown, and why the hell wouldn't he be? And this information I'm getting now about this incident at Fogo de Chao brings clarity. So now we have a 17-year-old homeless punk on the loose downtown. And the way he parties is he breaks the windows of restaurants and robs them. And they turn him away, wouldn't let the cops put him in Schumann. There's a plan, Mr. Mayor. That's working, sir.
Best are us when dreams don't get in. Best are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 412-556-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 412-556-BATH.
Best are us when dreams don't get in. Best are us.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Aw, Mother's Day's coming up. Cover yours, honey. Oakmont Bakery is the hookup. Flowers for mom cakes. Aw. Chocolate dipped strawberries. Aw. The sweetheart assortment of chocolate and pastries. Aw. And, of course, you got the Oakmont Bakery gift card, insane coffee house, amazing lunches and sandwiches, and heart-shaped cakes. Mother's Day, Oakmont Bakery. Dee! Delicious.
Vote Julie Capone for judge of the Allegheny County Court of Common Pleas. Julie has spent decades protecting our seniors who've been victimized by fraud, theft, physical abuse. She pioneered home visits to seniors to get them through the trauma. It's no wonder Julie Capone is highly recommended by the Allegheny County Bar Association, endorsed by the Allegheny County Democratic Committee, the Allegheny Labor Council, numerous unions, and political and community leaders. Vote Julie Capone for judge of the Allegheny County Court of Common Pleas.
This is Julie Capone. I'd be honored to have your vote on May 20th.
Paid for by friends of Julie Capone.
Get Marty's brought to you by Perry Calder. When it matters most, contact Perry Calder Law.
Retirement, it's almost here. Are you ready? Well, join Kurt Kanodik and Ethan Lane of Accurate Solutions Group for your retirement blueprint. Let Kurt and Ethan help you plan for your retirement dreams. Don't miss your retirement blueprint, Sundays at 10. Investment advisory services offered through ASG Investment Management, LLC.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Progressive knows road trips without your pet can be tough.
Hi, this is Next Stop Dog Boarding.
Hi, it's Scott again. How's Squeaks doing? You can tell if he's stressed by his eyebrows. Oh, and his breathing should sound like this.
Scott, Squeaks is exactly the same as last time you called.
Okay, let's talk in 20 to see if anything's changed.
With Progressive, your pet is covered up to $1,000 in vet bills in case of a car accident. So next time, you can take your pet with you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
When you haven't found love, it can feel like everyone else has. It's in every movie, every song, and all the PDA. Looking for love sucks. Thankfully, California Psychics can give you the guidance you need to find the one. We guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. And new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com and experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-921-5252. 800-921-5252. That's 800-921-5252.
Hey folks, Marty here. My friend Robert Levin and his entire Levin Furniture and Mattress Store team are continuing Levin's early Memorial Day sale with these amazing deals. Save up to 50% off outdoor and new arrivals. Take not 15, not 20, but 25% off the entire store. Leave your wallet at home. Make no down payments and get 5 years special financing on qualifying purchases of $24.99 or more. 25% store-wide, folks, at all Levin's furniture stores.
Hi, Paul Alexander here with an opportunity for you to lose 40 by the 4th. Yes, pounds. I dropped my 35 pounds with Awaken 180 in just 6.5 weeks. There's no reason you can't set your goal to 40 or more by the 4th. Set the goal and reach it at awaken180weightloss.com.
UPMC, life-changing, life-saving medicine. I live it.
CBS Eye on Veterans from ConnectingVets.com. Throughout the coming days and weeks, 12 veterans with Team Red, White, and Blue are running around the clock, traveling from San Diego, California to Washington, D.C. to raise money for this veteran charity. Army combat vet and team runner Jason Wood offers a closer look at their world record-setting journey.
I'm excited just because of my shift, like I stated earlier, is the night shift, but we run into the early morning, so those sunrises out there are going to be amazing. I'm bringing, GoPro, drones, everything I can to capture as much footage as I can for this trip.
Yeah. I can't wait to watch along with you. Your Instagram's going to be things of legend.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
see the Pope cookies. Cool. Sorrel making them at Oakmont Bakery. I love them. Someone said it was sacrilegious. Go away. Shoe fly. Come on, man. What the hell's wrong with people? I think it's cool. Pope cookies. Very cool. A bunch of folks asking me if this will reinvigorate my interest in the Catholic Church. Could be. All right, I had to get into this again. I got to play this one more time. Maybe you're sick of hearing it, but this kind of sums up what the hell's wrong with downtown Pittsburgh. And that doofus that says, meet me downtown. Yeah, I got a video of him running from regular guys downtown. What a wuss. Come on, man. Get a grip. I'm going to play this. This happened a couple nights ago. Listen.
So good at Chow Brazilian Steakhouse, 525 Smithfield Street off of 5th. Callers are reporting that someone broke in via window, stole several items, no weapons. Incident occurred approximately 12 minutes ago. Suspect made a right on Smithfield heading toward 5th Avenue. No description given at this time.
252 again, just an update. The person who called 911 did not see anybody.
That's Fogo de Chao. It's a Brazilian steakhouse right downtown. So, my man Max shot a video there yesterday, which now like 400,000 people have watched, and they're reacting the way I am. They're sick of this downtown. And then I get this from one of my sources, which is sickening. By the way, I'm going to meet Chucky Porter downtown, and we're going to walk that walk live, me and him and Patrick. It's actually a great idea. From one of my insiders referring to that attack, we made an arrest of a 17-year-old homeless kid. This is Thursday morning. It's amazing. He smashed a window twice in the last week at Fogo de Chao, which shows it in the video on our social. Stole liquor. Shows that as well. Responsible for another at Gaucho, which is this amazing restaurant a couple blocks over. More than that, but 6 and when?
6 and Penn.
Really good stuff. Really wonderful food. Using detectives and city cameras, had him in custody within 2 to 3 hours. The amazing work of the Pittsburgh Police Department. The amazing work of the Pittsburgh Police Department. The amazing work of the Pittsburgh Police Department. I repeated that for the ignorant ones out there. This is the highlight of this clip from my sources. We called Schumann and they refused to house him. Wow. How about this? Because he had no parents to take custody of him, he was released. Wow. He was released an hour after we caught him and was back onto the downtown streets. This is from a badass cop. I've been at this 25 years. I've never seen downtown worse. Really, Mr. Gainey? So the mayor telling you downtown's better is a bald-faced lie. I'm not saying he's a liar. I'm saying he's wrong. I had to text my boy Max. There you have it, Max. The truth will set you free. The most aggravating thing we've discussed in the last 2 years. The system is broken, bro, is it not?
It is. That is a fact.
Sickening.
And unfortunately, like you said, you repeated it 3 times. The Pittsburgh police are awesome, but the breakdown is the judicial portion of government where there's no follow-up. These people, I don't know what the deal is. You can arrest people till you're blue in the face, but if the judicial part isn't going to do their job, what's the point?
Well, man, that video you shot yesterday and then the pic you showed me, the suspect, they had that kid within an hour. And he's back out on the streets an hour later. Schumann said, go away, shoe fly. What the hell?
Yeah, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. And the unfortunate thing is let's say, 17-year-old kid, he looks to be in pretty decent shape. He's maybe gets aggravated if somebody gets in a fist fight, maybe an older person.
Right on.
Hurt somebody, and then what? They had him in custody. They could have did something about it and kind of locked him away till he cooled off a little bit. Parents or not, charge him as an adult. He's 17.
My man, he's probably out there right now casing his next joint.
I guarantee. Right. So not only that individual, but everybody else that's listening right now.
It's unbelievable.
What message does that send?
Right on.
You can do whatever the hell you want downtown, and you're good. You're cool. I might actually, maybe I'll start smashing windows and grabbing liquor.
I wouldn't do that, Max.
I mean, no, I'm, what I'm saying. But I mean, come on.
Doofus best friend says downtown's cool as he's running from a couple regular guys like a wimp that he is.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I wouldn't approach him. Okay, whatever, bro.
All right, man. Max, thanks, brother. Thanks for the truth. Appreciate you.
Yeah, you got it. Bye.
To which I ask, is this as good as it gets? And it appears that it is. It's these It's the system is broke. It's broke, man. Bad.
Most people think child abuse is a bad parent problem.
Actually, the root causes may be different than you think.
Let us explain. Affordable housing for everyone?
That prevents child abuse. And access to health care in every community.
Prevents child abuse, too. High quality, affordable child care.
Paid family leave.
School breakfast and lunch programs.
All of this prevents child abuse.
It's all about keeping families out of crisis in the first place.
At least 1 in 7 children in the United States have experienced abuse or neglect in the past year. Prevent Child Abuse America promotes policies, programs, and resources informed by science that help communities, parents, and kids thrive.
Because when we keep families out of crisis,
we prevent child abuse
from ever happening.
Go to preventchildabuse.org to learn more.
That's preventchildabuse.org. Let's solve child abuse before it ever happens.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Partly sunny and 58 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 12:30. I'm Paul Alexander. Plans are in place to close a major roadway tonight. News Radio KDKA's Greg McAtee has the details.
Beginning tonight, about an hour following the conclusion of the Pirates game, PennDOT crews will close the outbound Parkway East for work on the Oakland off-ramp over the Parkway for bridge jacking, bearing replacement, and pin and hanger replacement. A detour will be posted. Work expected to wrap up by noon tomorrow. Greg McAtee, News Radio, KDKA.
Just after midnight, a 34-year-old woman arrived at a hospital with a gunshot wound to her foot. She told officers she was wounded in the 500 block of Elmer L. Williams Square. Police sent there found evidence of the shooting behind a residence. The woman is in stable condition. The PUC has 3 questions it wants answered following the aftermath of last week's storms that left tens of thousands of people without power for days. First, what caused the widespread outages in terms of downed trees or broken power lines, how utility emergency response plans worked, and what recommendations can be made to prepare for future storms. PUC Chairman Steve DeFrank says the intensity and scale of the damage demands a closer look. U.S. Steel is asking the Trump administration for an exemption for requirements to reduce toxic chemical emissions. News Radio KDK's Paul Rasmussen has that story.
The Pittsburgh-based company is requesting a 2-year pass on provisions of the Clean Air Act updated under President Biden. The exemption requests are for coke, iron ore, integrated iron, and steel-making rules. U.S. Steel argued in court unsuccessfully last year the rules would impose significant costs and set standards beyond what current technology can achieve. Environmental groups say exemptions will endanger public health. President Trump has yet to make a decision. Paul Rasmussen, News Radio, KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 82 points, the Nasdaq down 32, the S&P 500 is down 9. KDK Sports Reminder coming up at 2 o'clock right here on KDKA. We're going to have our Friday selection show. Baseball and softball brackets, matchups, and times will all be released with Dan Zangrilli right here at 2 o'clock. KDK Radio News Time is 12:32. Our next update at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander, the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Do you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is letting everyone know about great debt relief options now available to help people with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of your credit card debt. Get a free debt relief consultation when you call 800-586-4040. 800-586-4040. 800-586-4040.
Hey, folks, Marty here. What's a 4-letter word for indoor-outdoor cleaning? It's COIT, C-O-I-T. Save 30% off all COIT cleaning services from my friends at COIT. Carpets, rugs, drapes, upholstery, outdoor porch and patio furniture, and more. Get everything amazingly COIT clean for the warm weather. Call COIT. Save 30% right now. 1-800-FOR-COIT. 1-800-FOR-COIT. Get your home cleaned by the best. COIT.
Experience, leadership, equity, and integrity represent how Sheriff Kevin Krause
effectively serves Allegheny County. Paul Martino here, supporting the re-election of Allegheny County Sheriff Kevin Krause. Kevin's proven commitment to public safety, his exemplary law enforcement principles, and his decades of local law enforcement service are key reasons to re-elect him as sheriff.
I'm Sheriff Kevin Krause. I'd be honored to earn your vote on May 20th.
Paid for by friends of Kevin Krause for sheriff.
Hello, everyone. This is Bob Pompiani. It's called the Hybrid Operating Room, and it's the most advanced surgical environment in medicine. At Independence Health System, it's opening new horizons for minimally invasive cardiac and endovascular surgery, like transcatheter aortic valve replacement and transcarotid revascularization for the treatment of carotid artery disease. In addition, the Hybrid Operating Room provides unparalleled imaging capabilities in the OR itself. For patients, that means shorter procedures, less post-operative recovery time, and less risk for complications. But that's only part of the equation. With Independence Health System, that technology is placed in the hands of some of the most accomplished heart and vascular specialists in Western Pennsylvania, ones whose skill and expertise have earned national, regional, and local recognition for clinical excellence. Independence Health System, where technique meets technology to provide its patients with the best endovascular and cardiac care.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
It will be mostly cloudy for tonight. There will be a shower in spots this evening and then some areas of fog late, a low of 45. Clouds give way to some sunshine for tomorrow. It'll be a cooler day, high 61, and warmer Saturday with sunshine, high 72. For AccuWeather, I'm Brian Thompson, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Steel, walk behind, zero turn, and stand on mowers are built to get the job done. Shop online or at your local Steel dealer. Steel, let's go mow.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
I'll take that walk downtown near the 2nd Avenue shelter with Chucky Porter on Monday. We'll do it live. I think the public needs to see this and it needs to be addressed. If this is Ed Gainey's Pittsburgh, then we don't want him as our mayor. If that's what he considers as good as it gets, then we're in big trouble. And what's annoying as hell to me is the justice system keeps letting us down because these sources are never wrong, and they're sending me this info that they grabbed this kid. The cops grabbed him within 2 hours of busting the windows of Fogo de Chao. He's 17 years old, and he'd already done it at Gaucho. And they went to Schumann, and they refused to take him. And they said he had no parent to take custody of him. He was released within an hour. And they caught him on the street again. What the hell's that? What are we doing, man? I mean, that is the definition of insanity and ignorance combined. I wanted to mention 2 judges that are running that I'm told are law and order, and I'll take the word for it of the judges that I trust. Julie Capone, write that down. Julie Capone. The name should be easy to remember. Unbelievable with the DA's office. Fantastic attorney, I'm told. Very assertive, very aggressive, very much focused on law and order. Julie Capone. I'll mention this again on Monday and then Tuesday. Julie Capone. Remember that name. And then the other guy, hold on, I don't want to screw up his name. I'm told is really good. Elon Zur. I hope that first name is right. Elon Zur. Both common pleas judges. Elon Zur, Z-U-R, campaign common pleas judge. I'm told he will be law and order. He's apparently head of narcotics right now. Good for him. Elon Zur, and the star that I love is Julie Capone, who I'm told is a student who gives a damn, who believes in law and order and doing the right thing. How about that? All right. My man Ralph, one of my boys, unbelievable advocate for this town. What the hell's going on downtown, Ralph? You hear that story about this 17-year-old man? We can't live this way.
Yeah.
Can we, sir?
Yeah, I heard it. Marty. I'm in Ocean City visiting some relatives here in Ocean City, Maryland. But anyway, I did hear about it because I've been following your show and following what's going on up there. That's disgusting. Right. That is just unbelievable. Right. And I can't believe Struman actually turned the kid away.
How's that happen?
I mean, come on. What is going on with this town? It's going to turn into lawlessness at its best here if somebody doesn't do something. I mean, the voters got to get out there and get these law and order judges in there that you mentioned,
1,000%.
and they got to get these progressives out.
Right on.
Out. All of them. Every one
Ralph,
of them.
I tell people, if you don't vote, don't whine. Don't be calling here whining if you don't vote.
Yes, exactly. Here, I got something for you, and I texted to you and told you about it.
Yeah.
Down here in Ocean City, Maryland, visiting my relatives. I'm staying at a hotel. Some homeless guy here tried to break into the hotel and go in and sleep in the stairwell. Uh-huh. Well, the police were called. They came, and guess what they did? What they don't do in Pittsburgh, they arrested him, and they took him to jail. Okay? That's what needs to be done in Pittsburgh, and it's not. And Ed Gainey's policies are killing this police department. It's killing the city. And if anyone votes for Ed Gainey, you know what? I feel bad for him. I do. I don't feel bad for him. I'm sorry. I don't feel bad.
Ralph, my man, thanks, brother.
You're welcome.
Love him. You know why? Because he cares. So 2 judges. Julie Capone, C-A-P-O-N-E. And I want to make sure I don't screw up this guy's first name. It's an interesting spelling. Elon Zur. Patrick has him up on the stream. Elon Zur for judge. Compassion, integrity, experience. Highly recommended. I'm told he'll be a hell of an attorney. Spike, thanks for hanging in there. Go ahead, sir. Spike, you still there? Spike could not wait. I apologize, Spike. Spike, I owe you a call. There is no way in hell, and I'm getting text messages from judges who are listening to this story about this 17-year-old. And I wanted to kind of relay this to you. This is from one of the best judges in this town. This is really depressing. Why is he homeless when CYF should be taking him into custody? That's actually a good point, Judge. Why is he homeless when CYF should be taking him into custody? Ridiculous. From another judge. Everything is such a mess. And I fear it will only get worse, to be honest. From another judge. There are only a few of us who actually follow the law, and we get constant heat. We're sued all the time. A form of intimidation. Wow. By the way, there are 8 judges up for election, common pleas judges, 8. And from another judge, there probably are 2 that would actually be decent. The rest are trash. Wow. The 2 I can recommend that I'm told would be fabulous law and order judges. Julie Capone, and Elon Zur. Z-U-R. Write it down. And by the way, don't be bamboozled thinking, I don't live in the city so I can't vote. You can't vote for the mayor. If these judges are in your thing, you know what I'm saying? So you know. Ed Gainey won the last time with 27,000 votes. 27,000. Way less than 1/3 of Pittsburgh voters turned out to vote. If that happens again, shame the hell on you. Considering where we're at, considering what we're facing, considering where we're headed, if we don't get some sort of change. This Fogo de Chao thing irritates the hell out of me, man. This kid busted their windows, thousands in damage, twice in a week. And the jail said, leave us alone. And they sent him back out in the streets. Folks, that's fact. To which I always ask, is this as good as it gets? For now, it appears so. Before I go to break, 2 names. I'm gonna tell them to you until you're sick of hearing them. Julie Capone, and Elon Zur, Z-U-R. Write them down. Law and order, doing the right thing. Gotta do it.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
Lunch was great. Lawrenceville is such a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Are you a small business owner who needs immediate cash flow? At Swish Funding, we have flexible funding options from $25,000 to $2 million. For the best rates and terms for your business, just one application to Swish Funding gives you access to our entire network of funders, with cash in your account in as little as 24 hours. To qualify, you must be in business for at least 1 year with monthly revenue of $50,000. Apply at swishradio.com and use code RADIO. Swishradio.com, code RADIO.
There is treatment for neuropathy. I'm Dr. Dawn Spalla. At Allegheny Health and Physical Medicine, we treat neuropathy patients daily. No drugs, no surgery, just relief. Call 724-224-2224 for a free consultation in our Sarver or Brackenridge locations.
Hearing the news every day is one thing. Hearing it hit home is something altogether different. That's the difference you hear every day on KDKA Radio. We go beyond the benign headlines and bring the news to life, your life. So stay here and hear the news and what a difference it makes. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. All the time I'm talking about auto accidents, big crashes, big wrecks. Call 1-800-GET-PHIL or 412-281-5005. Look, Phil DeLucente and Associates, they're in Pittsburgh. They give free, that's right, free consultations. Phil and Ken Nolan, his partner, handle auto cases. I've worked with them a lot. So call 1-800-GET-PHIL. Call Ken Nolan and Phil DeLucente now at 1-800-GET-PHIL today. They're the best, folks.
Hi, this is Les Botkin of Botkin Family Wealth Management. There are times in life that stick with you. For me, it was 1973. I was newly married and had started my first job as an assistant golf pro at Butler Country Club. I remember driving down Route 8, seeing signs that said cars with odd numbered plates could buy $5 of gas. Cars got about 12 miles a gallon, so $5 didn't go far. Odd and even license numbers took turns, if the gas station even had fuel. Those were bleak days. It looked like things would never get better. The Dow was 924 that year, and few people thought it would go higher. Today, it's over 40,000. My most important job as a financial advisor is to help you keep perspective and optimism. Bad markets come and go, but the great companies of the world continue to march forward. In difficult times, it's natural to worry, but you need a partner to help you avoid making emotional decisions about your money. We're a family team of certified financial planners. Learn more at botkinfamilywealth.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I gotta fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're gonna be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LIFE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LIFE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LIFE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code LIFE.
A fire, it can change everything in seconds, but ServiceMaster of Greater Pittsburgh is ready 24/7 to help restore what matters most. From smoke damage to full rebuilds, their experts are trained, trusted, and ready to work with your insurance. Fire damage? Demand the yellow van and get back to normal faster.
Demand the yellow van. Call ServiceMaster.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. We haven't seen toilet paper shortages since the depths of the pandemic, but right now things are not looking good. A Brazilian company that's the world's largest exporter of wood pulp, the main ingredient in bath tissue, says President Trump's tariffs have led to a sharp drop-off in shipments of pulp from Brazil to the U.S. And for the pulp that has or will arrive, the tariff costs that will be paid are being passed along to U.S. consumers. President Trump floating an 80% tariff on Chinese imports, saying that feels right. That's ahead of trade talks taking place tomorrow between the U.S. and China. But right now, those tariffs stand at 145%. And on Wall Street, investors appear to be looking at this weekend's trade talks with a little bit of skepticism. That's why the Dow is down 1/3%, the NASDAQ and the S&P down just a very tiny fraction. And the National Retail Federation says Americans will spend about $34 billion this Mother's Day, a little bit more than last year, with most of that money being spent on flowers, greeting cards, brunch, or dinner. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
The 50,000-watt voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Love that song. Love that song. I got to tell you that the downtown situation, this crap that downtown is okay, makes me nauseous. I love to go on a walk with downtown with Ed, without his people, without the cops. Just me and him and my man Patrick with a camera streaming live, which is what we're going to do next Monday afternoon. Not with Ed, but with a bunch of us. Come on, man. I love when I get these calls about the videos we post. They're not accurate. Really? Come on, man. The homeless crisis is a crisis, and it's complex as hell, but the 17-year-old thing is ridiculous. So this kid has no family, no parents, and so he just goes out in the streets, bust the massive windows in the front of these restaurants downtown, really successful restaurants. What is it? Fogo de Chao and a Gaucho, two really, really good spots, really, really good food. High end, too, expensive. And then they bring him to jail and Schumann says, go away. Screw that, man. Like the judge says, why the hell, where is it? Children, youth, and families, where are they at? Take him into custody. I'm not saying throw him in jail until he dies. It's still stupid. Do something, man. Hey, kids, when I was 16, I was arrested for stealing cars. If I had no parents, this is the truth, because I was headed down an interesting path. smoking joints at 16 and stealing cars. Great plan. And my parents saved my life, and actually so did Central Catholic, to be honest. But my point is, if I was on my own and they took me to jail after stealing those cars and smoking that joint, I'd just go back and do it again because I'd be laughing at the cops. Well, why wouldn't I? But instead, they didn't do that. They put me on probation. They brought me before a judge. They put me in jail, scared the crap out of me, and I never did it again. But you take most 17-year-olds heading down the bizarre path with no family, and he's out in the streets. He's like, yeah, I'm going to break into these restaurants, take some booze and get drunk with my boys. And then when the cops arrest me, they're just going to let me go, and they do, and so I'm going to do it again. He's no different than any other teenager. The homeless situation is another issue so complex because the mayor told us they had housing for all these folks, and if you look at the video that one of my boys shot outside the 2nd Avenue shelter, that's a lie, too. It's a whole bunch of tents, a whole bunch of folks, and they have nowhere to stay. And I'm told it's overflow from the shelter. That's what I'm told. And you heard Chuck Porter. So we're going to take that walk Monday afternoon after my show with some of my boys. Show you what's happening. John, go ahead.
Hey, Marty, how you doing?
Go ahead.
I was wondering, we had met, I got to tell you, we met about 15 years ago at a place called Kenzie Place where it was Call Marty episode. I don't know if you remember back, where Virgin Mary statue is out front.
Oh, my gosh, yes. Yes.
I was taking the trash out, and your van was pulled up there, and we both sat there for maybe 5, just looking at that thing going, what are we both doing here? How did this bring us to this part? Anyway, I've been listening to you forever. But let me, and I respect the hell out of you. But let me ask you one thing. If we were sitting on the first tee of a golf course and we're bringing up this homeless thing, and you get caller after caller after caller and politician, and I just asked you, what would you do? Because what would you do? Give me like a 3 minute, 2 minutes.
No, I'll give
what
it
would
to
you do about
seconds.
the homeless situation?
Let me use the case with the kid. I would listen to the judge, and guess what she says? Because she's a badass judge. Marty, call Christian Youth and Family. They take him into custody and put him into the system. He's gone.
I didn't ask you that. I said, what would you do? What would you do?
I would do what the expert told me to do. I would do that. And then what would I do with the homeless? I'd find shelter for them, and I'd get them help. That's what I would do. And that's what they don't do. They lie to us. Love the call. I would take those folks. I'm not saying harass them. I would take them to shelter. Quit this lie about creating 2,000 new homes. Find them friggin' shelter and pay for it now. Now. That's what I would do. I would actually hold to my word. They lied to us. They said they had shelter for all these people. Appreciate the call. And they don't. They obviously lied. Sarah Enamorado said that she had housing for all these people. She obviously lied because they're all on the trail. I would have go teams, my man. What's that mean? I would have teams in a van, doctors, social workers. They would pull up and say, here's what we're going to do with you. And if you don't do that, we're taking you to jail. You have a choice. Rehab, mental health treatment, or jail. Would fill in the blank. Check the box. That's what I would do. I would engage every single day. Make people aware that the trail isn't for your tent, but we can help you. That's what I would do. And with the teenager, I would do what the judge says. Get him off the damn streets. Don't throw him in jail, let him rot. Get him into CYF. Get him to a family that'll care for him. Thanks, my man. Appreciate the call.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s. And less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-969-0686 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-969-0686. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-969-0686 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-969-0686.
Marvelous May savings at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. Save with your Coons Reward Card. Boneless pork loin chops or roast, buy one, get one free. Red ripe strawberries, 1 pound package, 2 for $5. And selected varieties of Nabisco Chips Ahoy cookies, 9.5 to 13 ounce package, $2.48 each. Additional savings in our meat department. 85% lean fresh ground round, $5.69 a pound. And USDA Choice Petite Sirloin Steak, $7.99 a pound. In our produce department, whole seedless watermelons, $5.99 each. And fresh southern sweet corn, $3.99 a dozen. In our deli department, Coons deep fried turkey breast, $9.99 a pound. In our bakery, assorted fruit-filled mini Danish, 10-count package, $5 each. And this week, selected varieties of Turkey Hill iced tea, 64-ounce jugs, 2 for $4.
So get in on all the incredible savings for the month of May, underway at Coons Market. That's Coons Market, a special place in your neighborhood. Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Mostly cloudy and 57 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander. News brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick with their famous lifetime warranty on materials and labor. TrustPJ.com. Allegheny County Police are investigating an in-custody death in the city of Pittsburgh. News Radio KDK's Tamara Rush has the details.
Overnight, County 911 dispatched Pittsburgh police to the intersection of Sawmill Run Boulevard and Bousman Street for reports of a man acting erratically and going in and out of traffic on foot. Officers encountered the male at the intersection of Sawmill Run Boulevard and Warrington Avenue. The male initially attempted to enter the police vehicle, refused initial commands, and was taken to the ground and placed in custody. Officers observed the male had injuries to his head and apparent road rash on other parts of his body and requested EMS to the scene. As the male was being treated by paramedics, he experienced cardiac arrest and was pronounced deceased at the hospital. The Allegheny County Police Department's homicide unit is assisting in the investigation. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
Now that power is back on, the PUC wants to see what happened that so many Duquesne Light and First Energy customers were without electricity following last week's major storm. We have more from News Radio KDK's David Bolorado.
The PUC wants to see what caused outages in terms of things like downed trees and poles. How did the two utilities' own emergency response plans work, and what ideas do they have in the event of another storm? State Senator Lindsey Williams, whose district was hammered, welcomes the news, especially after taking call after call from constituents.
People were patient at the beginning, and I think as it stretched, they got some frustration over communication that they were hearing. I heard from a number of constituents who got messages that their power was back on, but it wasn't back on.
Other issues she had to deal with, school districts trying to work with the Department of Education over the required amount of classroom instruction by June 30th. She says that's been resolved, but the solutions differ from district to district based on how many days they were closed. David Bolorado, News Radio KDKA.
Plans are in place to close a major roadway tonight. News Radio KDK's Greg McAtee has the details.
Beginning tonight, about an hour following the conclusion of the Pirates game, PennDOT crews will close the outbound Parkway East for work on the Oakland off-ramp over the Parkway for bridge jacking, bearing replacement, and pin and hanger replacement. A detour will be posted. Work expected to wrap up by noon tomorrow. Greg McAtee, News Radio KDKA.
The pastor of Christ Our Savior Church on the north side is in Italy now, and Father Nicholas Vaskov was at St. Peter's Square when Pope Leo XIV emerged from the basilica.
When he finally appeared out on the balcony, they kept saying, "He looks so young, he looks so young," and people were just so overjoyed. I'm pinching myself because I still can't believe I was there.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 185 points, the Nasdaq down 40, the S&P 500 is down 13. KDK Sports. Pirates and Braves tonight at PNC Park. First pitch 6:40. The official Don Kelly era begins for the Bucks tonight. Coming up at 2 o'clock right here on KDKA, Selection Friday. The WPIAL baseball and softball brackets, pairings, and times will be announced for the upcoming playoffs with Dan Zangrilli. And again, that's at 2 o'clock. KDKA Radio News Time is 1:03. Right now it is mostly cloudy and 57 degrees in Pittsburgh. Your AccuWeather forecast is next.
At Penn West University, we're making college make sense again for people who maybe thought college wasn't the answer. We're making college practical with programs tied to in-demand jobs that prepare you for success right away. We're making college accessible by breaking down barriers and offering more choices. We're making college approachable with faculty who understand where you're coming from and help you get where you're going. At Penn West, we're making college valuable again for people just like you. Learn more at pennwest.edu.
Hey folks, it's Marty. Turning 65? Are you overwhelmed by Medicare options? With over 60 plans to choose from, it's easy to get confused. MediConnect is hosting free in-person workshops across Pittsburgh for answers you need. No obligation, just advice. Whether you have questions about coverage, prescriptions, retirement goals, MediConnect's team will assist in finding the right plan for you. Call 888-818-6334. 888-818-6334. Medicare made simple.
Success is picking up extra shifts for your family. Now you want to be the boss. Success is getting your foot in the door. Now you want to take the next step. Success looks different to everyone, and University of Maryland Global Campus can help you reach your goals. And there's never been a better time to get started on your future. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 14th. As an accredited state university, UMGC has been transforming lives for over 75 years. With more than 135 undergraduate and graduate degrees and certificates, online and hybrid courses, personalized support, financial resources, and lifetime career services, achieving your dreams is more possible than ever before. Choose the program that's right for your career goals and get started on your next success. Get your application fee waived now. Classes start May 14th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
This afternoon, mostly cloudy with a shower in spots, the high temperature 70. A shower early tonight, thin areas of fog late, the low temperature 45. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Chad Merrill on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. Indeed's Sponsored Jobs feature helps you stand out and hire fast. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's serendipitous that I actually have access to Pittsburgh's union president, police union president, probably the best union president. I've been around a while. He's probably the best they've ever had, only because he's really smart and he gives a damn, and he's a bulldog, man, Bob Schwartzwalder. And we want to go over some dramatic numbers and what the future holds for any mayor, but first I want to ask him about this incident. Hey, Bob, thanks for doing this, man.
Hey, good afternoon, Marty. Thanks for having me. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you sound great. So there have been a bunch of break-ins at these restaurants downtown, Fogo de Chao and Gaucho, and whoever's doing it busts out all the windows and takes booze and then goes on their way. So check this out. One of my sources in the department sends me this note this morning saying that, and I'm going to get to the logistics here. So this happened at 4 o'clock in the morning. They had him in custody by 4:45, Bob. 17-year-old homeless kid. Smashed the window twice at Fogo de Chao, stole liquor. Did the same thing at Gaucho. We used detectives and city cameras, had him in custody in 2 hours. In other words, kicked ass. Listen to this, Bob. Called Schumann, refused to house him because he had no parent to take custody of him. He was released from the jail an hour after we caught him, back onto the streets. Systems broke. Downtown is worse than I've ever seen it in 25 years. I don't know many officers who would take their family there off duty. Bob, how the hell does a hard-working, ass-kicking cop stay focused on doing their job when they know that's the outcome, sir? How?
Well, I mean, it's any lack of a better term, Marty, it's just self-discipline. I mean, they have a job. They've been doing it a long time. That's how they feed their families. They're going to give it their best, like this detective or officer with 25 or more years on told you. And he's just expressing, he or she is expressing their frustration with the system. And it does become difficult. And that's why you see these problems across the country where people just don't want to get involved in the profession anymore. And that's why, we suffer these numbers and for multiple reasons, and we discussed it before. But what this officer expressed to you is probably at the top of the list.
Man, Bob. Come on, man. I mean, it's just...
I agree.
Jesus,
I agree
Bob.
with you.
God, Bob. I mean, that kid's out there right now probably looking at another joint he's going to hit tonight, knowing your guys are going to get him in 2 hours, and then he's going to get kicked again. And let me say what happens. He hurts someone, right? And then a cop is provoked into, I got to hurt him. And then you're the bad guy. That's how this ends up, sir, sometimes. Right?
It could very well end up that way. And, our own DA has tried and tried and tried, as you well know, to get this juvenile justice system straightened out. And I'm sure he's beating his head off the wall.
It's ridiculous, man.
Because he's not getting any help. He needs help from the governor's office. He needs help from the Department of Corrections. And, you're going to maintain this revolving, justice system. And it's just going to, I don't see the answer unless you're going to have to throw realistic money and, more importantly, planning at the problem. Planning at the problem.
So Bob sent me this scribbling on a notebook, which scared the hell out of me the other day, and I begged him to come on, and here he is. No, I'm serious. This is crazy stuff. And the thing about Bob is he's very actuarial, a numbers guy to the core, and insanely good at it. So on a notebook, he writes, January 1st, 2021, 1,044, fine. January 1st, 2022, 937, fine. January 1st, 2023, 862. January 1st, 2024, 805. January 1st, 2025, 762. My man, we are headed in the wrong damn direction in terms of number of cops, are we not, sir?
And we are, Marty. And I can't take credit for that. I mean, I may manage it, but my staffing guys do that.
Okay.
So I have a staffing committee. They do a great job. So I just want to give a shout out to them. They do a great job for me.
Yeah.
But anyway, but the numbers are factual, and we've been tracking them since 2013.
Wow.
And the thing that upsets me, there's been a lot of media where, former Mayor Bill Peduto gets blamed, like he closed the academy.
Yeah, I heard that.
He didn't hire anybody or anything. But if you really look at those numbers, Bill Peduto leaves office in January of 2022, right? And as you well know, I had my difficulties with that mayor, but, we worked through them and we got things done, as you know that. But look what he left the police department. He left the department fully staffed with an extra 37 above budget to cover the attrition.
Nice.
In other words, guys that might retire, resign through the year.
Yeah.
And so those numbers that you see in front of you, that attrition started after January 1 of 2022 when Mayor Bill Peduto left office. So there's nobody to blame here other than the current administration by either not properly funding and compensating police officers, because that's the only way you're going to keep them here. And it's just not getting done. And those numbers speak because my staffing guys track those numbers monthly for the last 12 to 13 years.
Massive drop-off in cops since Gainey took office. Fair to say, right? And going down.
100%. Those numbers, Marty, and that's 762 now, Marty. Remember, that's not in the street. That's just on payroll.
Yeah.
Because in the street, there's probably 650 or less in the field.
It's got to make you sick, and it's got to annoy you. Whenever he says
it's horrific.
When he says he gave you the best contract in 30 years, and you're all grateful and you love him for it, it's got to make you annoyed.
Well, first of all, my guys didn't really understand what inflation. That's my job, right? So they rely on me to figure that stuff out. That's why they elected me. But in the year that we got the 8.7, inflation under Social Security was over 9. And then it was 4 or 5, and they got a bump, and then they got another bump last year. We didn't get a bump. We stayed at 3 and 3.
You did.
So we're still well below everyone. And until they fix that problem and recognize it, and believe me, I'd have the numbers, and my contract expires at the end of this year, and you don't think it's by accident that they're broke again, right? Because the police are up for a renewed. You don't think that's by accident, do you?
No, ma'am.
we're broke, and oh yeah, by the way, the police are up for a renewed contract. So I mean, that doesn't. But I know that's not accurate, and I'm going to prove it. But we'll see how that goes.
But the guys I know, and I know a lot of cops, I just do. I'm blessed that way. My man, they all believe, and I mean this, my man. They all believe they're getting screwed. Do they not, sir?
Yeah, they don't believe it when. They often ask me, what I think, and I give them my opinion,
right,
which I'll keep to myself at this point.
Right.
But I mean, his sole function is pay roads, public safety, and things of that nature. And if you look at that ARPA plan, and I can't believe nobody's crushing this ARPA money. I mean, $335 million that went out on a roulette table.
Come on, man.
It's like we went to the roulette table.
My man,
and I don't know where the money
$100 million for affordable housing we don't have.
Well, not only that, Marty, but $112 million. $112 million of that $335 million was to avoid layoffs. The only department that I am aware of in this entire city that's lost members in massive amounts, and you have them right in front of you, are the police. And all that ARPA money was there. So you see where Bill Peduto in 2021 he had double the attrition rate, average 40 to 60 officers a year. He had almost double that rate, extra 144 officers on his payroll staff.
So what's amazing what you're saying, why it's so spot on, is he added several $1 million in payroll to his office, PR hacks. He added a ton of guys to Public Works, and they're smoking weed on the job, and he cut cops by almost 300, showing you exactly where his priorities lie. Right, sir?
Well, that's, what his chief operating officer that I pointed out when I wrote to the mayor, as you and I did a story a couple weeks ago on that very issue. And it was the plan. I mean, there's the numbers are right there, Marty. I don't know how to explain it any other way. You either don't care or that's your intent. So what is it? It's either I don't care or that's my intent.
No,
there's no middle ground there.
No, there isn't. No, it's all accounting. It's actuarial. So my boy Billy, who I love, so Pittsburgh right now is at 762 total, like Bob says. So Baltimore has almost twice the population of Pittsburgh. That's fine. So if we double Pittsburgh's number, that would give Baltimore 1,500 cops. This morning, Baltimore has 2,150 active duty cops. In other words, what the hell's going on in Pittsburgh? What happened, Bob?
Somebody has a plan, and it's certainly not to staff. Now they've got problems with secondary employment now. That's been hitting the papers lately. The news media is picking up on that. And you can't staff these events. So one of the commanders actually come up with a pretty good plan for the marathon, and they hired a bunch of state troopers, Allegheny County Police, Allegheny County Sheriffs, and municipal cops. Now, whoever came up with that idea finally got their act together. I think it was this one commander, and they did a really nice job, and they did staff it properly and didn't have to crush our guys. Like they didn't cancel all kind of pass days and all that stuff, and they needed over 270 postman. So how are they able to do it for that event, but they're not able to do it for other events? Proper planning, and they did it, and they've come up with the money. But it's interesting that Jake Pollock stated very clearly that the only two events that are not reimbursable is the marathon, is 4th of July and St. Patty's Day. So all these other events for all these years, they get the money. But then why were they canceling pass days involving police and all that kind of stuff? Where was that money going?
Hey,
because if it was fully reimbursable, who you worried about who you hire? Why are you worried about who you hire to do the work? Right.
This mayor is progressive as hell. We know that. It would suggest by looking at the numbers, he doesn't care that much for more cops. Would you expect anything different from Corey O'Connor? Because I've heard similar stuff, and so have you, sir.
So, first of all, Marty, we got to deal with what's in front of us, right?
Yes,
so
sir.
What we have in front of us is what you already have.
Yeah.
So, do you risk change or you don't risk change?
No, I agree.
And my viewpoint is, hey, if what you have isn't working, you got to change the plan.
You do.
So that's all I'll say about that.
And let's be blunt, sir. If you're at 762 total on paper now, theoretically, hypothetically, 200 more could walk away in the next year. right? But you'll definitely
166. I have 166 that can leave with both age and time tomorrow morning if they want.
And you'll definitely lose 100. Is that fair?
Depends on how this contract goes.
Right on.
If this contract goes well, people might stick it out if they're smart and they listen to what we have to tell them, because I warned them the last time.
You did.
And remember, Marty, their whole song and dance, and they said it on your show and other media people, we gave them the best raises ever. Whenever you're eating hot dogs and hamburgers, hey, we're going to give you a little mac and cheese now. We're going to give you a little macaroni and cheese, and, you guys are good to go, because we didn't go anywhere above inflation. We stayed at or slightly below inflation over the last 3 years.
Every cop I know sends me text and says we're getting screwed, and that's a fact, Jack. And if I tell you what, my man, if I throw the numbers down of the surrounding areas, you are.
Well, not only that, Marty, but the year we got the big raise, when everybody was wealthy and they gave us the biggest raise ever.
Yeah.
Police budget came in just slightly under $7 million under budget.
Whoa!
So you got this giant raise, right? Giant raise. So you think, we're probably going to be slightly over budget, right? We're going to be slightly, but it would make sense, right? Hey, we gave all reporters at KDKA a nice raise, so we're going to be a little bit over budget next year, but we'll handle it. We were set nearly $7 million under budget to hear the big raise.
So they had money on the table, is what you're saying?
Oh, I know where it's all at. I know where the bodies are buried, where skeletons are.
Can you hang for a minute?
Sure.
All right. Hang in there, folks. We're right back.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
If you're driving a car or truck with an expired warranty and suddenly lost your transmission or needed a full engine repair, would a $4,000 repair bill leave you stranded? I'm Danica Patrick. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Choose the company I trust. Endurance. No matter the mileage, if your vehicle is less than 20 years old, Endurance offers auto protection plans for any budget. Protection on the drivetrain, electrical, transmission, AC, and more. Plus 24/7 roadside assistance and rental car reimbursement on any plan. Endurance handles everything from making the claim to paying the certified mechanic of your choice. Act now and get 1 full year of elite benefits. A $2,000 value, free.
Call for your fast free quote today. Call 800-689-1536. That's 800-689-1536. 800-689-1536.
Hey, folks, Marty here. My friend Robert Levin and his entire Levin Furniture and Mattress Store team are continuing Levin's early Memorial Day sale with these amazing deals. Save up to 50% off outdoor and new arrivals. Take not 15, not 20, but 25% off the entire store. Leave your wallet at home. Make no down payments and get 5 years special financing on qualifying purchases of $24.99 or more. 25% store-wide, folks, at all Levin's furniture stores.
Selling a home doesn't have to be time-consuming or stressful. It should be fair, honest, and fast. Ryan Shalava here with the Home Buyers of Pittsburgh. My team and I will buy your home with cash in its current condition to close on the day you choose. Call 412-500-9057 or visit homebuyersofpittsburgh.com to get a cash offer today.
Every time I go into the offices of Physical, that's F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L in Monroeville, where I get physical therapy, to help my balance, I see a room full of patients waiting that heard how much it's helped me on this talk show. And it's so rewarding. F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L, 412-457-8200, right behind the Monroeville Mall. Look, I had chemo and radiation, jacked up my balance. It doesn't anymore. Physical, F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L. It works.
Judge Michelle Santacola is running for a seat on the Allegheny County Court of Common Pleas. With decades of legal experience and currently serving as magisterial district judge, Michelle Santacola has always applied fairness and integrity to the thousands of cases she has presided over. She is highly recommended by the Allegheny County Bar Association and widely endorsed by various labor organizations.
I'm Judge Michelle Santacola. I'd be honored to earn your vote on May 20th.
Paid for by Friends of Michelle Santacola.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-408-4040. That's 800-408-4040.
It's that time of year again. Be Greek for a week at the St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox Cathedral Greek Food Festival in Oakland. Now through Saturday, all of your favorite Greek foods and desserts. Outdoor patio grill is fired up too. Dine in or take out. Opa.
Bob Pompiani here. When it comes to spring cleaning, everyone talks about the patio, the attic, the family room. But what about your garage? Don't forget about it, as I have done. I know a lot of people can't even fit their cars in their garage. So this spring, call PittsburghGarage.com. This is their specialty. This is in their wheelhouse. They're the experts in garage flooring and storage. Pittsburgh Garage uses durable and long-lasting products designed to be functional, heavy-duty, and they look great. If you're like me and need a garage makeover, call the authority, PittsburghGarage.com.
UPMC, life-changing, life-saving medicine. I live it.
Hear about it, then talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I'm a Law and Order guy. I've been a cop reporter for at least 30 years. You name it, where I've lived. Wichita Falls, Texas, cop reporter. Tulsa, Oklahoma, cop reporter. Dallas, Texas, cop reporter. Los Angeles, a show called The Crusaders, national show, cop reporter. I believe in law and order. I just do. The more, the better. And the talk we hear, and that's why I had Bob on today, who's showing a dramatic drop-off in numbers since Gainey became mayor. All I ever hear, here's the rhetoric, brother. We can't pay you, and we can't hire 200 more. You're suggesting or implying that that's not true, right? That the numbers are different, that you can prove that. Is that fair, Bob?
100%. It's accurate, and you can look at if you went to Rachel Heischer's website, and I mentioned the controller's website before.
Big fan.
She shows it right in her reports, where we've been dramatically under budget each year for the last 3 or 4 years on the police side, especially on police salaries, et cetera. And they're there. They're not my numbers. They're not Bob Swartzwalder's numbers or the FOP's numbers. Right. They're the city's numbers, and it's clearly demonstrable. I even right now we're on par to be the same based on what I'm reviewing in the first quarter of this year. So the first 3 months, and we're looking to be under budget again in the police side on salaries and benefits once again. So it'll be interesting to see. They can do it. They just don't want to do it. See,
hold on. Why don't they want to do it? Why? Americans are crying for law and order.
That's a great question. That's a really, really great question, because if you have the capital to do so, then why won't you do it?
That they don't like cops?
And that's
it's
a great
progressive theory that you don't like cops? Is that what it is? I don't.
Well, I don't know if it's a theory, but the reality of it is, if you continue down this path, and I believe we're already over the cliff. I used to talk the last couple of years that you and I would talk. I'd say we're at the cliff.
You did.
Well, I believe we've went over now, and now you're going to get whoever is it, whether this mayor stays or we get a new mayor, they're going to be swimming against the current.
Absolutely.
For a while.
Absolutely.
They're going to be swimming against the current for a while.
Absolutely. They better find a way to pay cops. They better, man, or we're screwed.
And they better, right, and recruit and keep them.
Right
and there are many ways, and there are many strategies, and I told them in the last contract how to do it, and they just ignored me. And then my guys that have been eating hamburger and hot dogs for a long period of time, they bid at that 8.7 because they thought that was a dramatic raise.
I agree.
Because they didn't understand inflation, and they weren't doing the comparables like I do and stuff like that. And I understand that. You know, they were beat down. But they're a lot smarter group now. They're paying attention. They ask the right questions. They know what's going on now, and they're more focused. So this is going to be a dramatically different type of negotiation, I believe, this time.
Hey, dig in, brother. You know me, man. I'll do anything to help. You know that, all right?
I agree, Marty. And thank you for having me.
You're my man. Bob Schwartzwalder, thank you. My man can do nothing but tell the truth. He works hard. He's the best union president they've ever had in my little tenure.
You can't escape a traffic jam. Know what else you can't escape? Seasonal allergies. And you might think you can avoid that coffee stain until... Oh, really? You can't escape a lot of things in life, but you can escape prediabetes. Prediabetes captures 1 in 3 adults. There are usually no signs of prediabetes. In fact, most people don't even know they have it. But with early diagnosis, you can change the outcome and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Take action by taking the 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. You might not be able to escape having this song stuck in your head, but you can escape prediabetes. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
My dad served in Vietnam, the 82nd Airborne Division. He never talked about it, and my mom knew not to ask. So Dad buried himself in work and self-medicated, and would lose his temper sometimes. Loud noises would put him on edge. It got rough. So I finally said to him, Dad, you gotta get help.
As a family member or friend, you may be the first to notice when a veteran you love has been going through changes. Things like withdrawing, drinking more, or increased anger could be a sign of a larger health concern, but help is available.
Dad finally went to VA for one-on-one and group therapy and got some really great tools to help him manage things. And I got my dad back.
Listen to hundreds of inspiring stories at maketheconnection.net and learn how you can support the veterans in your life. Treatment works. Recovery is possible.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Mostly cloudy and 58 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1:30. I'm Paul Alexander. Allegheny County Police are investigating an in-custody death in the city of Pittsburgh. News Radio KDKA's Tamara Rush has the details.
Overnight, County 911 dispatched Pittsburgh police to the intersection of Sawmill Run Boulevard and Bousman Street for reports of a man acting erratically and going in and out of traffic on foot. Officers encountered the male at the intersection of Sawmill Run Boulevard and Warrington Avenue. The male initially attempted to enter the police vehicle, refused initial commands, and was taken to the ground and placed in custody. Officers observed the male had injuries to his head and apparent road rash on other parts of his body and requested EMS to the scene. As the male was being treated by paramedics, he experienced cardiac arrest and was pronounced deceased at the hospital. The Allegheny County Police Department's homicide unit is assisting in the investigation. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
The PUC has 3 questions it wants to be answered following the aftermath of last week's storms that left tens of thousands of people without power for days. First, what caused the widespread outages in terms of downed trees or broken power lines? How utility emergency response plans worked? And what recommendations can be made to prepare for future storms. PUC Chairman Steve DeFrank says the intensity and scale of the damage demand a closer look. State Senator Lindsey Williams welcomes the news and what it could recommend for future storms.
Are there circuit upgrades? Are there redundancies that we could put into the system to, make sure that fewer people are impacted when outages occur?
The PUC says the length of the review will depend on its findings. Plans are in place to close a major roadway tonight. News Radio KDKA's Greg McAtee has details.
Beginning tonight, about an hour following the conclusion of the Pirates game, PennDOT crews will close the outbound Parkway East for work on the Oakland off-ramp over the Parkway for bridge jacking, bearing replacement, and pin and hanger replacement. A detour will be posted. Work expected to wrap up by noon tomorrow. Greg McAtee, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 153 points, the Nasdaq down 35. The S&P 500 is down 10. As Greg mentioned, the Pirate game tonight, it's Pirates and Braves at home. 6:40 first pitch. It'll be Don Kelly's first official game as the new Pirate manager. And coming up in just about 28 minutes from now, it'll be Selection Friday. WPIL baseball and softball pairings, brackets, times, dates, opponents, All will be announced with Dan Zangrilli. That's 2 o'clock right here on KDKA. Our next update, 3 o'clock on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Pittsburgh is pumped for this jaw-dropping new event with something for every sport and fitness fan. 200 booths of nutrition, apparel, exercise equipment, and fitness celebrity appearances. Witness 20 sports featuring bodybuilding, martial arts, and strength competitions. Be a part of sports history at the first ever Pittsburgh Power and Fitness Festival, May 10th and 11th at the David L. Lawrence Convention Center. Get your tickets now at pittspowerfit.com.
Window Nation customers have been singing our praises for years. With fast, local service and an industry-leading 96% customer satisfaction rating, it's no wonder.
I researched window companies for the last year to see what the average prices were and the quality of work. Window Nation nailed both.
Right now, get 60% off all windows, plus no interest for 2 years. Hurry, this offer ends soon. Schedule a free estimate now. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. That's 866-90-NATION.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. These guys are good. Before Oakmont Country Club hosts the big event in June, they need to replace their deck. My favorite family-owned construction company, C&S Cousins Construction, won the contract. 3 local guys. Love them. Sam, Steve, and Calvin. If you're replacing your windows, doors, decks, everything from the top of your house to the patio, call them now. From planning, design, to construction, C&S Cousins Construction are here to enhance and expand your living space. C&S Cousins Construction, 989-COUSINS. 989-COUSINS.
Vote Julie Capone for judge of the Allegheny County Court of Common Pleas. Julie has spent decades protecting our seniors who've been victimized by fraud, theft, physical abuse. She pioneered home visits to seniors to get them through the trauma. It's no wonder Julie Capone is highly recommended by the Allegheny County Bar Association, endorsed by the Allegheny County Democratic Committee, the Allegheny Labor Council, numerous unions, and political and community leaders. Vote Julie Capone for judge of the Allegheny County Court of Common Pleas.
This is Julie Capone. I'd be honored to have your vote on May 20th.
Paid for by friends of Julie Capone.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Mostly cloudy tonight with a shower in spots early, perhaps some fog late, low 45. Clouds and some sunshine, a cooler day tomorrow, high 61. Then sunny for the weekend, high 72 Saturday, 74 on Sunday. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson at 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Retirement, it's almost here. Are you ready? Well, join Kurt Kanodik and Ethan Lane of Accurate Solutions Group for your retirement blueprint. Let Kurt and Ethan help you plan for your retirement dreams. Don't miss your retirement blueprint, Sundays at 10. Investment advisory services offered through ASG Investment Management, LLC.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Hi, this is Larry Richard. Join us Monday on the Big K Morning Show, 5:30 until 10. Among things, we'll be talking about a new music venue that'll be open and ready for the summer. We'll give you a preview.
I don't know if you saw it. But Colin did, and I love it. I was dying last night. I forgot to text him. Did you see the clip of the debate that Colin grabbed and posted on X? It was amazing. I got to get to it. And I'll tell you why. So they streamed it. The mayor and Corey. Hold on, I got to make sure I'm right on this. Let me get to Colin's post. This is the best thing I saw on Twitter, on X all day yesterday, whatever hell you want to call it. So, in the debate itself, the mayor was asked, oh, there it is. The mayor was asked if, the mayor was asked if he would stop running negative ads. Patrick, you got to go to it. You got to see the expression. It's actually the funniest thing I ever saw. Let me try and play this here.
We haven't had any negative ads. The ads that we put out have been true, and we've made sure that they were true.
All right, so what? So that's politics, and that's how anyone would answer. But what you have to do is, and I'm going to have to post this on my site. I'm just sharing Colin's post. So Colin was aware enough to watch the stream, and at the time they asked that question, they had the camera on Corey. You looking at it, Patrick? So they asked him, listen. Right when Gainey says that, Corey's face lights up like a pumpkin. It looks like Corey just got poked in the rear end with a big stick pin. His eyes bugged out. He did everything but laugh out loud. It was, look, those debates become kind of monotonal, redundant, monotonous. But Colin was astute enough, and I wasn't, to watch the video stream and the split screen. And Colin's right. I've already seen the best moment of the KDKA radio debate. Look at Corey O'Connor's reaction. I'm dead. Did you see it, Patrick? Are you watching it?
Oh, yeah, I'm watching it.
And describe the look on Corey's face.
Well, Colin had a follow-up post. The wide-eyed surprise emoji.
Oh, my
said
God.
That's Corey.
First of all, the mayor's full of crap on that one. They've both been running the crap out of negative ads. Second, Corey's reaction wasn't staged. You kind of, you start to lose track of the cameras. You don't even realize it's streaming. So what happens is you forget this thing streaming, and Corey, his face lit up. What is also silly about politics is one of the mayor's insiders literally sent me a text. Why is Corey sitting? I said, who cares? Why is the mayor standing? Here's the highlight of that damn debate. I'm debated out, man. I've seen all of it. I've heard all of it. And if you look at the stream right now, my jaw is almost sitting on the set because they bought a chair for this room and the chair doesn't go up. And so it has me looking like Corey O'Connor. I feel like one of the munchkins in Oz, in The Wizard of Oz. The chair is too low. The chairs in the studio suck. They have weird stains on them. I'm just keeping it real. People must have had some issues with their control of their you-know-what. And then the where you put your arms, the armrests are broken. So when you put pressure on one of the armrests, it collapses and you fall out of the chair. And so they put this new chair in here because the mayor was in here, and I guess he and Corey get new chairs. And it's too short. Look at it. Look how short this chair is, man. It doesn't work. I got to get a chair in here. My boy Billy, Corey had the same look on his face every time I hear Gainey speak. It's politics, man. It's politics. I quit listening to all of it. If you don't know by now, you ain't never going to know. If you don't vote, don't call here whining. So, last election for mayor, Gainey won with 27,000 votes. Seriously. 27,000. Fewer than a third of the voters showed up to vote for what you people described as the most important mayoral election in 20 years. Okay. J.D. John Delano, my man, one of my all-time favorite citizens, says turnout might be 35%. So 65% of you folks are lazy, ignorant fools. Unless you're in a coma. That would be my only excuse not to vote. And by the way, the primary is the election. I respect that we have Republicans. We had the Republican on the air. He was a nice guy. But they have no chance. Zero. None. No traction. That's a whole other conversation for a whole other day. I'm not saying they don't care. I'm just saying they don't have a chance. It's called Pittsburgh politics. They're polling right now. They think, I heard JD the other day say 30% turnout. That's ignorant and embarrassing and shameful. And if this town can't turn out more than 30% in what I would consider to be an intersection of philosophies in Pittsburgh and a magnificent opportunity for change. And if you decide not to vote and stay home and whine, that's going to be on you. And if you call here and you didn't vote, I'm going to snap out on you. Just saying. All right. We're going to talk about Mother's Day when we come back. I want to hear from dads out there. Do you have an obligation to your wife? This is for dads and husbands. Do you have an obligation to your wife on Mother's Day? You hearing me? Dads, husbands. Do you have an obligation to your wife on Mother's Day? Think about it. 866-391-1020. Give me a yell.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
I'm Emma Greed, and I've spent the last 20 years building, running, and investing in some incredible businesses. The more success I've had, the more people started coming to me with questions. How do you start a business? How do you raise money? How do I bounce back from failure? On my new podcast, Aspire with Emma Greed, I'll be answering these questions and more through weekly conversations with the smartest minds out there. Listen to and follow Aspire with Emma Greed, an Odyssey podcast, available now, wherever you get your podcasts.
This is attorney Christine Brown Murphy with the law firm of Zachariah Brown. If you have a loved one in a nursing home, we need to talk. Give our office a call at 724-942-6200 or visit our website at pittsburghelderlaw.com.
When it's happening, News Radio KDKA is telling you about it.
There are, of course, flags that people are waving, but there are also items that they want blessed. There are rosemaries, there are a crucifix, there are backpacks and T-shirts and tokens from their lives that are important for some reason. There was even a woman from Pittsburgh who had, if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, the terrible towel, the yellow towel they wave at football games.
The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Lunch was great. Lawrenceville is such a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Are you ready for retirement? Hi, this is Brian Quaranta, host of On the Money, heard every Saturday morning, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join me and your host, Rob Pratt, as we tackle the most important questions about retirement planning, financial strategies, and securing your future. From avoiding costly mistakes to maximizing your savings, will help you feel more confident about your financial journey. Tune in every Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. on KDKA Radio. Take the first step towards a worry-free retirement. That's On the Money, your retirement planning destination.
A fire, it can change everything in seconds, but ServiceMaster of Greater Pittsburgh is ready 24/7 to help restore what matters most. From smoke damage to full rebuilds, their experts are trained, trusted, and ready to work with your insurance. Fire damage? Demand the yellow van and get back to normal faster.
Demand the yellow van. Call ServiceMaster.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I gotta fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're gonna be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LIFE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LIFE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LIFE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code LIFE.
And now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times. I'm managing editor Mike Larson. PPG said yesterday it'll build a $380 million aerospace coatings plant in North Carolina. The 198,000 square foot facility will have manufacturing and warehousing capabilities, employing about 110 people and making aerospace coatings and sealants. The plant in Shelby, North Carolina will be built on 62 acres beginning in October of 2025 and is set to be completed by the middle of 2027. Also, after more than 40 years, and as the last operating retailer there, Giant Eagle is set to close its store at Parkway Center. A spokesman for the Cranberry-based retailer announced the company has told staff it will close the store there in a little more than a month, providing a closing date of Saturday, June 28th, and ending a run of operations in what is now an otherwise fully vacated shopping complex that started in 1982. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to PittsburghBusinessTimes.com. I'm Mike Larson.
The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Mother's Day Sunday. You know what? I love Paul Zuggs. He's one of my favorite people. He used to whine about these concocted holidays, that it was concocted as a way to make money for card companies. Nah. My mother loved it, man. My wife loves it. My sis Barb loves it. My sis Barb is my unicorn. She has pancreatic cancer. Her cancer numbers, if you know cancer, went from over 300 to 57. She's getting her ass kicked by chemo, but she's improving. I love her, man. She loves Mother's Day. We're going to hang with her on Sunday. And I feel as if, because I learned this from my dad, because I was an ignorant teen and didn't care about anybody but myself, I blew off a Mother's Day once, and my father snapped. And my father wasn't that kind of guy. He went off. And so it's my obligation to make sure my kids respect and admire their mother on Mother's Day along with every other day. So I take them out. We go buy blank cards because I make them write stuff because they're good writers and makes their mom cry. And that's cool when she's that happy. And then oftentimes they go shopping with Mom. My girls are going shopping on Mother's Day to buy dresses for this big wedding we're going to, my niece Mara. So my point is, it's our obligation as fathers, because I know guys are like, what do I got to do with Mother's Day? I ain't no mother. It's your job, man. Go ahead, Joey.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Good, brother.
Good, man. This day, man, it got our fazos in a vice, right?
Yes. What are you doing? He called and I lost him. I don't know what happened there. He's actually very funny, very engaging, and he dropped out. You know who else gets it? One of my boys, Pastor James Hogan. Right, brother? We better acknowledge our wives, right?
Oh, absolutely. No doubt about it. Yeah, I'm actually going to be on delay because I got to honor my mom this Sunday and my wife for church. But then right after church, my wife is zipping up to Detroit to go visit her mom. So I got to plan something for Mother's Day later in the week with my wife and kids, so that we can all make sure that she feels honored here, because she, her mom is same age as my mom in her mid 80s now, and so she doesn't want to miss out on any Mother's Days with her mother while her mom's still around.
And I'm guessing too, you make sure your kids know the same admiration and respect needs to be delivered, right?
Oh, absolutely. No doubt about it. The fact that woman has been able to put up with me and these kids, she deserves all the honor we can muster.
Yeah, and I know the whole commercialism thing, but women love it, man. They just do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was a really big deal growing up for us, too. We used to all go over to my grandmother's house, and like all my mom had 3 sisters, and so all of those ladies were moms, and we'd order food from somewhere else so nobody had to cook.
Yep.
And everybody would just hang out and enjoy the day together. So it's kind of always been a special day for us.
And the men that get all ignorant, I'm her husband. She's not the mother. They need to grow up, do they not, sir?
Well, I would guess that anybody who holds that view of Mother's Day probably struggles to be a husband, not just to honor their wife on that day.
My life would implode without my wife. It just.
Oh yeah, you married up, brother. Yeah, I did too.
I say that.
I'm
gift,
grateful
man.
for that.
I'm the gift. Love you, man.
Hey,
Thanks,
tell Christine I said Happy Mother's Day, okay?
All right, my man. Thanks. One of my all-time favorite human beings. He's a wonderful man. I'm not lecturing you. I'm just telling you. What happened to my Italian friend who called? What happened? Is that him again? Is that Joey? Okay. Sorry, Joey. We lost you, man. Go ahead.
Hey, buddy, you're good, man. You're good. I said my fazos on a vice, and I thought you got mad. You hung up on me.
No,
so,
man.
hey.
No, I love you.
But seriously, man, look. If we're going to be right, it's about my mom.
It is.
But here's the thing. Do I want to be right or do I want to stay married? That's what it comes down to. So it's both days, right?
My man, you best believe it, brother.
So a little bit here, a little bit there, make them both happy. Take some anxiety meds. I don't know. Drink a little beer, you're fine.
Boom.
Bada bing.
Bada bing. I love him, man. You should call every day. I love him. See, my man gets it. This crap about, it's their mother, I'm the husband. Nah. Man up. Come on, man. Giant Eagle sells really nice flowers. They have cards. They have Sarah's candy. Come on, man. It's not that hard. There's this amazing Hallmark store in the village there, right on next to the Giant Eagle on Cochrane Road, and man, it's just amazing. My man John, who I love to death, without that wife, mother of the children, he would not be able to celebrate Father's Day. Boom! My man. Have a great weekend, folks. Talk to you Monday.
Every Tuesday morning at 7:20, listen for Inside Independence Health, a look at all things healthcare with the experts from Independence Health System. It's brought to you by Independence Health System. Expert care here.
UPMC saved my life. No, they did. They really did. And right now, they're fighting to save my sister's life. Cancer, too. Right now. the doctors, the nurses, they will do anything at any time to help you to live and to thrive. It's a magnificent, magnificent philosophy. UPMC, life-changing, life-saving medicine.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today